Da-da-da. Da-da-da. You tried to go early, and I
did not. I was doing the fingers.
Stop doing the fingers.
I was doing the fingers.
Stop doing the fingers.
I have great fingers.
You look like every high school band teacher ever in that shirt pants combo with the fingers. You made it. It's a Friday morning. You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5 WCMF. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good, buddy.
What's going on, female buddy?
Doing good, buddy.
55 degrees right now. Going to be a beautiful 71-degree high.
Nice.
Cloudy, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any rain.
Take it.
So we got that going for us. A little rainy tomorrow, high of 57. Sunday, cloudy, high of 58. And then we're back into the 70s and 80s next week. Next week looks like the weather finally gets like nice. And it gives you an opportunity to go out and explore all of the things that Rochester has to offer.
Great.
And we are continuing to add new stuff every day.
What we got now?
Well, for example, there is a cafe opening in Irondequoit.
Ooh.
On June 1st, which is that tomorrow? Sunday.
Coming up.
Sunday.
Okay, it doesn't matter. New NYC Crepes and Shakes will open up in Irondequoit on East Ridge Road.
Crepes.
Crepes and shakes.
Crepes and shakes.
Shakes.
You want a shake? No? How about a crepe? Because we got
All
both.
right. It's an odd combo.
Crepe and shake?
Yeah.
Doing the
I feel
old.
like it kind of goes together.
I don't
It's a lot
see.
of sweet.
So is Irondequoit a big crepe town?
I don't know if anywhere's a big crepe town
Are
here.
crepes French?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You took French.
Yeah, I didn't take French well. Have you ever heard me speak French?
Yeah, it's French.
Okay. Excuse. Shut up.
It's French.
Just because you're dressed like a Frenchman don't mean you don't know French, bro. You don't know
Les
no
crepes.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. For all of the ethnic food that we have here in town, right, that we are known for and is brilliant, there's like one French restaurant?
I know the one that's on Park Ave.
That's the one I'm
thinking. But I'm sure that there's got to be like another one that has French food. Maybe it's not fully a French-themed restaurant.
You're hip-ish, right? You're kind of aware of the restaurant.
Oh, she's
scene.
connected.
That's what I mean. And if you can't think of the one that I'm thinking of, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, we must not have a lot of French cuisine.
I guess.
And it doesn't even look like the guys who run this one are French.
No?
No. Because
they're smiling?
It says along with the crepes and shakes, they also sell freshly brewed tea, juice, dessert options, everything from loaded grapes to flavorful chai, a tres leches cake.
So is that a coffee shop then?
Kind of is what it sounds like.
But it's not.
But it's a cafe.
Yeah. When I hear cafe, I think of coffee, not like shakes and pancakes.
No, but like
I
it's
mean,
if it's French, cafe means like restaurant. Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You're not kidding.
I mean, I've seen.
Oh, now you know. Now you know French. You don't know no crepe, but now you know cafe.
It's all coming back to me now.
Is that what it is?
But Kimmy, you saw this story.
Yeah.
And you had a question about a
Crepes
crepe.
in general.
Okay.
I never
General
know.
Crepes, one of the worst Napoleonic
Oh,
generals.
yeah. He got slaughtered, man.
I never know.
No! For some reason, he was Latino.
Lots of hot pancakes.
What? Is that your French accent?
What is that?
Lots of hot pancakes.
That's all they had.
That's why they lost.
Yeah.
That's what happened at Waterloo from that famous Amazon. You were saying, Kimmy, I'm sorry.
I never know when to eat a crepe. Like, is a crepe for breakfast? Is it a dessert? Like, I don't know what time of day a crepe is appropriate to eat.
Okay.
It looks like breakfast.
It does, but I know like that's like Simply Crepes in Pittsford, right?
Yeah.
Like people go there for dinner.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a breakfast joint.
No, I mean, Kimmy's right. Like,
Yeah.
there are so many crepe questions that we've never had answered before.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I like a crepe, but I just don't know when to eat it.
All right, the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Kimmy kicks off the first two questions. Is this a meal or is a crepe a dessert?
Oh, I think it's whatever you shove in it.
No, okay, no, I understand. But like the standard, like if I said, let's get crepes,
Yeah.
do you think we're going to get dinner or do you think we're going to get like a dessert?
I'm thinking I'm going to get I would think breakfast,
Okay.
like a ham and cheese crepe
Okay.
with like some egg in it.
So you want a savory crepe?
Oh,
See, I'm
yeah.
thinking more sweet crepe.
Savory crepe.
Okay, so I'm with Kimmy. When
Watch these savory crepes.
Why they eat crepes in Russia?
The Germans are eating them. This is a failure on your part.
This is-
General Crepe.
You're literally,
General Crepe,
no.
you're discharged.
in 2 sentences, you've traveled to 5 different European countries with the accent that you're trying to do.
Buckle up, everybody.
What
It's
is
gonna be an interesting
General Grey?
Friday.
It's like you're the Germans slowly moving across Europe as you're doing your accent. Okay, so Kimmy, I'm with you. When I think crepe,
Yeah.
I think sweet.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
would be in it?
Well, like powdered sugar, Nutella,
Yeah, like
fruit,
more-
whipped cream.
Nutella's
Yeah.
Italian, man.
Oh my God,
You don't put no
Okay.
Nutella on
No,
a
you
French
can't.
food.
Yeah, but luckily
can't
you
you?
grabbed it on your way across Europe with all those accents.
In my village, we had no Nutella.
Now we're in South America for some reason.
No, you
These are
could
the
do.
rat lines.
I think you could do a lot with a crepe, and that's what makes it confusing.
All right. It's
It's
kind of like bread, I guess. You slap it in.
But it's like
Not
a
bread.
pancake.
You
Well,
call
it's
pancake
bread-ish.
bread. You would not call a pancake bread.
But it's in the bread family.
No, but this is a thinner version of a pancake, which you would not call bread. So you're
Right.
wrong. You're wrong person. And then going further,
What?
Kimmy's right. Is this a breakfast, lunch, or dinner thing?
I'm thinking it's breakfast.
Okay, but Simply Crepes, she's right, out in Pittsford, you can go get
Yeah.
dinner crepes. And I don't know if
All right.
that's like, is this a unique thing here where they're like, we're going to take this breakfast food and make it dinner? If I go to France, can I sit down and have a dinner crepe? Is that
What would be
standard?
in a dinner crepe then?
Like you
like
said, ham,
beef?
cheese,
Yeah, you could
beef, all
stuff it
these
with
things.
Ooh,
meat.
beef.
So when I was up in
Montreal.
no, it wasn't Montreal. It was
We are
Ottawa.
all.
Ottawa.
We are Ottawa.
Uh,
We are Ottawa.
they had like these standalone like crepe restaurants.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. You tell us
Yeah,
then.
but
I
that's
feel like you have more
international
crepe
boy.
experience.
No, but here's the thing. I don't.
Like you have all these questions and you've seen
International
it.
boy, I was in Ottawa. No, but I'm saying it was like
When did you see people eating?
So it was like
all the
street
time.
crepes.
No. So somewhere in the mall, somewhere like it wasn't street. It was like Dunkin' Donuts style.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't like that big. And what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
they were open all day,
Yeah.
and you could have whatever kind of
Right.
crepe you wanted. Like there were some crepes that had like vegetables and chicken.
Oh,
I got
okay.
a vegetable chicken crepe because it wasn't cheat day. But
Yeah.
I don't know again if that's like a fun take. Like you can get a breakfast burrito at 6:00 at night, or if
All
it's
right.
standard to do that.
So it's almost like the burrito. You can do it anytime.
no, I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, especially when this one that we're talking about, it's crepes and shakes. So if I'm also going to pair it with a milkshake, I see that it's more of a dessert style.
But that's double dessert.
Yeah,
you wouldn't,
it is.
you wouldn't get an
Yeah.
ice cream and a milkshake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you wouldn't get a
that's
cinnamon bun and a milkshake.
That guy would.
So that makes it dinner. No, it's still too much sweet. You're going to lose a toe in one meal. 252 WCMF. We're talking about this new restaurant that opens apparently on Sunday in Irondequoit. It's called Crepes and Shakes. It'll be on East Ridge Road. But we got a lot of crepe questions that nobody has an answer to here. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Do you look at a crepe as more of a meal or a snack?
I would say a meal.
Okay, but yeah, but you're tiny. Kimmy, do you look at a crepe as a meal or a
So
snack?
he doesn't think you're tiny. Hey,
That's
big
okay.
girl. What you eating, big?
I
Hey, girl.
mean,
I made it like that.
I do enjoy a
You
good
crepe
snack.
fed girl.
Crepe fed girl.
What
I
you
don't-
eating over there?
She's
Richie?
a Quebecian crepe fed farmer girl.
I think a crepe is too much to be a snack or a dessert. You know what I mean?
But they
Like,
sell.
unless I eat a really small dinner or lunch, and then
Okay.
I want a crepe after. Like, I'd have to save room for the crepe.
Okay, but counterpoint that.
What's that?
Yeah.
You go to a Red Wings game over at Innovative Field.
Yeah.
They got the crepe stand, and those people eat those as like snacks, like at a ball game.
Yeah, but you kind of split that, right?
Wait,
Like, you're
well,
not
hold
eating
on.
the whole thing.
I've never split a crepe in my life.
Wait, the Red Wings
I've-
have crepes?
I know I've
Simply-
never had the crepes at the Red.
Well, okay,
at
I
the-
don't know if they're still there, but they were for a very
Really?
long time. Yeah,
Oh.
Simply Crepes had a stand inside Innovative
did
Field.
not.
Did not know that.
Yeah, you never had a ballpark
No.
crepe?
No.
No.
Like, if I'm going to go ballpark dessert, I'm probably going to get the fried dough.
No, don't get me wrong. Fried dough's
Yeah.
great. Funneled.
It's just an
cake is
odd
great.
choice in a baseball game.
Well, no, sometimes you got to mix it up. I can only have ice cream out of a batting helmet so many times.
Yeah, so true.
No, they were good crepes, man.
All right.
They were good. I
All right.
enjoyed it, but it
So
was.
you say the one person in the room that's had a lot of crepe experience
No, but I'm
with a
saying-
billion questions.
Even
You've
with
had
all-
crepes at ball games. You've been into an international crepe stand, and you're asking me, and I don't know nothing.
Okay, no.
And you took French.
But the point I'm making is I have a decent amount of crepe experience.
Yeah.
I still don't have the answers to these crepe questions. Creptions, if you will. All right, is a crepe a sit-down food or is it a walking food?
Ooh.
well, I think if
think
it's
sit down.
started out in France, it's sit down
Yeah.
Okay, no, but like
'Cause
because they sit and do everything.
Because it's not, is it easy to eat with your hands? I always kind of thought you had to sit,
Like you cut it.
Cut it
Because the
up.
French don't like use their hands to eat anything.
like the only crepe experience I
utensils.
have is like cutting one up.
yeah.
okay, so
If you're eating it French style.
But it was like a giant crepe.
the crepes at the ball game
Yeah.
and this crepe stand, the stands in Ottawa,
Oh.
they would serve it to you in like a cone paper.
Oh.
So you would walk and eat the crepe.
Okay.
Oh.
Like
I would rather sit and eat it.
because you're a pansy ass
Why
bitch.
don't I get it all over me?
Oh, I don't want to get all over my French shirt.
Yes.
Oh no.
Listen, on your shirt it is a scar against all the Paris. Walking around with your filthy American shirt.
He's using all of his impression
know.
gasoline
I
in the
know.
first break. Like at like 7:45, we're gonna need a South American man. He's going, oh no. What impression could he not do last week? That was a very simple impression.
Oh, it's Carter.
Yes.
Oh,
President
yeah.
I'm the President
Well,
Carter.
I went to France and had a delicious crepe. A glass of wine.
It's actually a really good Jimmy Carter, is what it is.
I didn't pick up on that.
You know what's weird? The weirdest part about crepes is. The crepe has been around for a really long time.
Well, it's got to be ancient.
And everyone in America, despite the fact that crepe is a French food, is familiar with the crepe.
Yeah.
Like, nobody doesn't know what a crepe is. Yet, you rarely go to a place that isn't like a crepe place that serves crepes.
Oh.
When is the last time you walked
Oh,
in?
that just has it as an option?
Yeah, like if I went to a diner, do you see, like, you can get blintzes, which are crepe-esque,
Yeah.
right? But that's not a crepe. I don't remember the last, like, diner I went to where they offered
Yeah.
crepes, which is weird.
But you probably wouldn't order the crepe. If you're at a diner, like I'm getting eggs, like
Okay.
I'm going there for a specific thing. I don't think of crepes when I think of that type of food.
I could see my wife ordering a crepe at a diner.
Okay.
Because, like, she kind of wants a pancake, but the pancake's going to be too
All right.
heavy. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can all agree. The sizes of pancakes have gotten out of control.
out of control.
Well, where's that joint you go to where it's like the size of a toilet seat?
No, it's not. Is it Jim's?
Or Dave's?
No,
or Doug's?
Jim and Dave's and Doug's pancakes.
I think Jim's
That's why
is-
they're so big, because all three of them are eating one
The
pancake.
dog?
Oh, my God. Why am I
I think
blanking?
Jim's is known for their pancakes,
Yeah,
but
they
I think
s-
there's another one too.
They serve them in a pizza box.
Steve's.
Steve's, thank you. God, why did I go to that place all the time? How did I forget? Probably all your stupid accents throw me off.
Les Steve.
Yeah, they serve them in a medium-sized
It's huge.
pizza box.
Yeah.
But, like, that's a shareable pancake, I hope.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to see someone taking that bad boy on by themselves. Because they also load it up with stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like their cinnamon pecan giant-ass pancake.
Damn. But they have a pecan giant pancake?
Yeah, it's mad good.
That's insane.
Bro, that's not even the most insane. Kimmy, can you pull up the Steve's Original Diner pancake menu? You're about to have your ass blown away, bro.
I'm sitting down.
Get your
Pecan my ass.
No, like say, here's what sucks.
What's that?
I love their pancakes.
Yeah.
Right? Those pancakes are delicious. Bless you, Kimmy. My wife and I have very different sweet tooths.
Okay.
Okay. Like, I like all of the bad sweet stuff, like chocolate and sugar,
Yeah.
and cinnamon.
What's left?
She wants like fruity stuff.
Oh, like
Yeah.
raspberry and stuff?
Banana, any
Yeah.
kind of fruit you could think of. So, like, when it comes down to it, like, she wants like some kind of banana pancake.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, what? That sucks.
Because it overtakes the whole thing.
Thank you. Okay, Kimmy, what do we got for pancake options?
Okay, so you just want
Start-
I mean mini M&M, sausage, blueberry,
Ooh,
mint chocolate chip,
sausage.
chocolate chip, walnut, pecan, apple spice, pumpkin, seasonal.
Thank you. She even did the fingers. Seasonal. Seasonal, guys.
Let's see, Snickers,
The Snickers
Oh,
one.
God.
Yeah.
Butterfinger, Oreo cookie,
Oh,
Reese's
Butterfinger.
Pieces,
And keep in mind, these are the size of 5 of your
Yeah.
faces.
grasshopper cookie dough.
Oh, the grasshopper one's amazing.
Is that like the
Spring
drink?
Fetty,
No, grasshopper is like mint chocolate.
mint chocolate chip, right? But they already
and-
have mint chocolate chip.
No, it's slightly different because they have an ice cream at.
Yeah, what is the difference?
Because it's a cocktail.
Oh
too.
no, it's got Oreo and mint in it. That's
Oh.
what it is. Grasshopper pie is the ice cream. It's my favorite ice cream. It's so good. They have it at your joint across the street from you.
What's my joint?
Pittsford Dairy.
Oh.
It's the only reason I like going to Pittsford.
Is that why?
Grasshopper pie.
Yeah.
So good. Because you get like that big old mouth of mint chocolate chip, and then here comes a big Oreo,
Oh, that's nice.
right?
Okay.
Surprise Oreo is the best kind of Oreo.
The chocolate brownie. Chocolate batter stuffed with brownies and chocolate sauce.
People are going to die eating this
Oh
stuff.
my god.
Okay, see, I knew that, but now you've gone too far. Oh, this sounds great. You're all going to die.
You eat that and your leg's going to turn purple.
Which is also what happened to some guys at Waterloo during the Battle of Lake Crepe. And they were slaughtered under the supervision of General Crepe. This is the stupidest radio show ever existed. We got a dynamite French military history kind of break room for you
Yes.
this morning here on CMF. It's Friday. You know what that means.
Oh, we're going to get a little creepy.
Yep.
Creepy. Creepy. Creepy.
Crepe.
Creepy.
The Crepe Cap coming at you just after 7 o'clock this morning. Just after 7:30.
Yeah.
If you've lived in Rochester for a long enough time, you kind of assume you know everything about it,
Yeah, you should.
right? I mean, it's not a huge place.
Mm-hmm.
And we are a place that loves our history. However, something that the three of us heard on the air on our station last week
Oh, yeah.
got us very confused
Mm-hmm.
because we had someone filling in doing traffic for us. And this man said that there was a backup in an area of town that we had never heard of before.
Never
None of us
heard
have
of it.
heard. And you
No.
two grew up here.
Yeah.
Yes. And we started laughing. And we go, look at this guy, first day on the job, and he's making this massive mistake.
Yeah.
Turns
Don't we
out,
feel stupid.
yeah, he didn't. He didn't make a mistake.
And we never even had this pop up like on Where Do They Wine It?
Nope.
No?
No. I mean, look, the news, all of the stories that we cover, all of the traffic
Never
we've
heard
heard
of
our
it.
entire life, never heard of this, but it exists. And there's a reason maybe why people don't refer to it this way anymore, even though if you go to the city's website, this place is listed.
All right.
We'll get to it and a whole bunch more here in the break room on CMF. But first, Tommy.
Yeah.
You know, we make those jokes all the time about, don't get me started about the water department.
Yeah, with the water department.
Well, folks get very mad about utilities.
Yeah.
So mad, in fact, that there is a man just east of us
Yeah, what'd he do?
ended up in handcuffs over a little bit of a situation. And we'll get into the story next here on CMF. the mark of a. Let me try this again.
Yeah.
There will always be frustrating moments.
Oh, sure.
Right? Every single day of everyone's life.
It's a struggle.
And the mark of a man or woman is not getting frustrated.
Yeah.
It's how you deal with that frustration. And if the allegations here are true, somebody failed.
Oh.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF, just after 6:45, our Rochester's Sexiest Dad 2025.
Yeah, but
It's
Yep.
It's underway. We have a new crop of dads that showed up after passing the crank and crack test last night. But there is one dad that is attempting to do something to curry favor that will either have everyone going, "Aw," or it'll blow up in his face. And we'll get to it just after 6:45 here in the break room on CMF. You want to take a trip out to Sodus?
sure.
That's where we find a 40-year-old man that is in some serious trouble this morning.
What happened?
Well, authorities say that he was having some trouble with RG&E.
Okay.
More specifically, police say his utilities has been shut off.
Oh, why?
I don't know. We don't know why.
Okay.
We don't know why.
It's a shame.
But he was on the phone with RG&E trying to figure this out, according to police. And it seems he did not like how this call was going.
Really?
Because authorities say at some point
Yeah.
he threatened to harm the RG&E office building.
The whole building.
Yep. Now, we don't know what that harm was.
Okay.
He was arrested and charged for making that threat against RG&E. Taken into custody at the Wayne County Sheriff's Department. Aggravated harassment. He has a court date coming up. So first off, obviously, never do this.
Yeah.
Right? What sucks here for RG&E, however, with the lack of details about what he allegedly said, and the issues that some folks over the last couple of years have had with their RG&E bills,
Yeah.
I don't know how much sympathy RG&E would get from the public in this story.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're on a tough run right now.
I mean, it's always been that way. Nobody ever likes the utility companies.
Yep.
Since the beginning of time.
And even though they've kind of, I guess, like gotten stuff together recently.
So they say.
Yeah.
At least we haven't heard any bigger problems, but yeah, it's going to be a tough one to recover from.
I mean, Kimmy, I would think if anything, and it shouldn't be this way, there would be sympathy for this man, even though he could have said something very scary.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the main question I have in this story.
What's that?
Where is the line of angry versus you just committed a crime in this situation? Because the story.
Like where does the threat start?
Yes, like where
From my anger turns into a threat.
Yes, at what point have I crossed a line where I can now be charged? Because look, man, I don't know if there's anybody on this planet who hasn't at some point gotten into a heated exchange with someone on the other line of a phone over a bill, something like that. Like if he said, I'm going to burn this place to the ground.
Well,
obviously a threatening statement, right? That's an easy arrest. But if he were to say something like, I'm going to come down there.
That's all it takes.
Are you sure?
I think once you say I'm going to come down there, sounds like I'm going to mess you up.
But can I make the argument, I'm going to come down there and handle this bill face to face?
Okay, but all right. Well,
No, look, I get where you're coming from.
I mean, I think you're getting into that zone when you say, I'm coming down there.
You're in the threat zone.
Yeah. You're not going to say that to my face.
I'm going to come down there. Like, do I have to make a clear threat where I am threatening you right now?
Like, I'm going to punch you, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I'm coming down there, and we'll straighten this out one way or the other.
Okay, now that's the last part is what the
Let's
threat
forget
is.
about all the rules of this great country of ours. Let's go behind that fence. I want to fight you. I want to fight all of you.
Creep, crumb, bums.
And you're a lush.
No, like if I were just very aggressive, is that enough for me to get in trouble?
I mean, I guess it how the person on the other end of the line feels.
Yeah, if they feel threatened.
Well, but that's not how the law works. Like there are times where you can feel threatened. It doesn't mean the other person committed a crime.
True, but they could also report you, and now you got that on your hands.
But again, that doesn't mean I'm going to be charged. And I want to be clear. I am not trying to justify what this guy's accused of, right? Like this is bad.
Saying, like, what's the line?
Where do I cross a line into what I have done is now against the law? Because I think that's valuable information for almost everybody. Like because when
to let it go.
Well, yeah, like, it starts bubbling up. But there are sometimes you can't let it go. Like in this case, this guy doesn't have electricity.
Yeah,
right. Like you can't really be like, okay, fine, and then sit in the dark because you don't even have anything to take your mind off.
No, you really don't.
Can't even charge your phone. It also pretty amazing. His phone was on, but his utilities weren't.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess you could charge your phone in your car.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you also have to pay monthly for said phone.
Sure.
I would think the first bill that was going to go would be the phone.
I'm amazed at how many people I know that have had their power cut off. Like over the years.
How long does it take for that to happen? Like, how many bills do you have to miss?
Depends on the month.
Well, it used to be there. I think there's laws now where they can't just turn it off right away.
Yeah.
But back in the old days,
Just shut it
they
right
could
off.
clip you right away. Because I knew guys that, like middle of the night, they were late for work. They clipped their power.
No kidding.
Yeah, but I'm going back 40 years ago.
I mean,
And that was like Florida Power and Light.
I also thought now there are laws where, like, if it's cold weather months,
They can't do
yeah,
it.
they can't come in and do it because
you could kill people.
it's a health risk. But I don't. I think that's fairly recent.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. Yeah, you kill people. Obviously,
Yeah.
they figured out 15 years ago. 252 WCMF 252-9263. We are talking about this 40-year-old man out of Sodus. He was arrested after police say he had his RG&E cut off. He was on the phone with someone from RG&E, apparently got frustrated, and made a threat. We don't know what threat it was. He threatened to harm, the RG&E office building. He was charged with aggravated harassment, and we're trying to figure out what the line is. Obviously, threatening to harm the building, there's no gray area. That seems like a crime. But if I'm just mad and yelling and get to where I'm going to come down there, am I arrested?
Well, you could also be a nuisance. Like, let's say you don't get what you want from that person.
Mm-hmm.
I want to speak to a manager, which I never believe you're actually speaking to a manager. They just go, "Hey, Chuck, you want to take this?" Because I don't think there's some manager sitting in another room.
You think they're giving you a fake manager?
I don't think that manager exists.
What a weird conspiracy
I
theory
know.
to have.
It's just to console you, right?
They're just giving you another voice.
Well, it's like letting you have your power move.
Okay.
I want to speak to a manager, or you're going to lose my business.
Well,
yes, ma'am, right away.
Well, it's
That's
just
it.
funny about RG&E. You
Yeah,
can't really be
yeah,
like, I'm going to
yeah.
go somewhere else. Dave's power. But you were saying, I'm sorry.
No, so let's say you get to the supervisor, the manager of the situation, and you don't get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you start pushing past that, you're starting to become a nuisance and a threat.
Okay, now you're doing that thing that you like to do, though,
What's that?
where you make up laws. Because I don't think it's against the law to continuously call or keep someone on the
Oh,
phone.
I think you could be a nuisance, and you could be, yeah.
You're
Can
breaking
you
the
call-
nuisance laws.
Can you call too many times to a business that you need?
I
don't
mean,
know.
like, yeah, like where? Why?
Like, is that
But you're not getting
harassment?
your. But let's say you've hit an impasse,
Okay.
and you just keep calling up and yelling.
Okay, but as far as I'm concerned, that impasse is. I'm not accepting that from you.
Okay.
I have this thing. I don't know why that would be against the law. I mean, you're not. I mean, I guess it's kind of harassment.
Yeah.
But you're not threatening
But
them.
is harassing somebody close to a threat?
I don't know.
Is it under the same law?
Well, I guess so. If it's a
Because you can harass somebody, and they can say, this person will not leave me alone. You could call the cops.
Is a crepe a breakfast or a dinner? I mean, there's so many unanswered
just don't
questions
know.
this morning.
I get how like you could be banned from a store, or banned maybe from calling a store or interacting with a store, a private business. But can you be banned from RG&E?
Well, no, because that would be like
That's what I mean.
dangerous.
So
Yeah.
like this is a weird situation where, I mean, they have to talk to you, right?
I don't see how they couldn't.
Right.
As long as you're not like threatening to harm them in some way.
Yeah.
Let's keep in mind here too with this story, the allegations we got. Even if you are looking at RG&E, the company as the bad guy,
Yeah.
the folks who work there on the phone in the building, they don't own the company.
No.
They're just doing their jobs, right?
Right. And they have, a set of rules they got to go by.
Yeah, it's not like there's anything they can do to fix it. There's not like a bunch of electricity in the truck out back. They can be like, all right, here, be cool. Let me go get you this box of electricity. Don't tell anybody. Put the box in your car, put a blanket over it. You know, it's funny. You talk about like the logic to this, and I guess when tempers flare and you get frustrated, all logic flies out the window.
Yeah.
Right? But never in the history of utility companies has anyone ever threatened them and got what they wanted.
No, of course not.
Right? Like, has anyone ever called the water department and been like, I'm going to blow up your house? And they're like, all right,
Yeah.
you can have water, fine.
I'm going to come down there and kick your mouth open.
Fine, all the water for you because I want my mouth to stay in one piece. Like, I don't, like,
Of course not.
Yeah, you can't really negotiate anything for free, right? You did me wrong. I demand.
yeah, because again, it's kind of a monopoly. It's literally the only game in town. How is that the only game in town unless you live in Fairport?
So I think it's like that all around the country,
Okay.
right?
But, like, no, there was no one else, like, 100 years ago that was like,
I also want to do that.
Yeah.
I see some profit
like,
there.
I mean, I know it's a complicated thing that probably can't be explained to us in a matter of 30 seconds. But
Yeah.
it is weird when you look at all of the other businesses that, like, fight for your money, keep prices low and everything. Like, we only got one place to go for electricity.
Yeah, you only got one for that, one for your water.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
One for your cable, really.
Well, you can do satellite, you can do streaming. I mean,
Oh,
there's
that's
options
true.
there that keep prices down. It would be like, if it's when we're talking about energy, it would be like if there was only one gas station in America.
Oh.
Right? Like, that would
Yeah.
be strange.
Yeah, true.
And gas prices, you would assume, would be, like, much higher because they have no one to keep the gas prices down.
Competition.
Yeah. But maybe that would increase people wanting to use, like, bicycles or electronical vehicles.
Electricals?
All right, so what did we learn here?
Don't threaten people.
Oh, that's a good policy.
Yeah.
Too. We have not figured out where the line is for what is a threat and what is just being very, very mad.
Yeah.
And Tommy says, don't keep calling because you'll be arrested under the nuisance law.
Yes, you're a nuisance.
These men,
Yeah.
not nuisances. They're bringing joy to America,
Fantastic.
more specifically Rochester, New York, because we have once again kicked off our WCMF Sexiest Dad competition for 2025. And we have a new crop of dads that showed up overnight after getting the approval through our looking out for dongs and cracks policy. But there is a man, we talked the other day about all of the different poses and pictures that guys are posting, trying to look as sexy as possible. And, Kimmy, you could agree that a father looking like a father does something for some women.
Oh, yeah, I think it helps.
Doing dad stuff?
Yeah.
Showing another side of yourself.
Problem here is I can't post a video of me, like, playing with my kid.
No.
But you can do this.
Oh.
We'll get into it next here in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. But first, we know that being a good dad is sexy.
Okay.
There are several studies, actually, that back this up.
Being a good guy.
Well, no. Like being good with your kids.
Yeah, I got you.
Something deep inside a woman's brain gets activated, and they're like, ooh. And if a woman were to watch you be a great dad, it's easy to pull off being sexy.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder, however, to show you are a great dad in a picture. But there is a father, Tommy.
He captured the moment?
Well, I don't know. He's trying to.
All right.
It's either going to make him look like an adorable father.
Yeah.
Or completely psychotic. You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF, just after 7 o'clock. It's Friday. You know what that means.
We're going to get a little creepy.
Yep, creep kept coming at you. Also, just after 7, there are lots of reasons people enter relationships. The best one would be you care about this person. But something that I think you and I are both guilty of now has a name. Something we did back in the day.
Oh.
And it turns out.
So it's been labeled.
It has been labeled. The way they describe it makes it sound horrible, and I guess I didn't realize how horrible it was until it was like spelled out.
And we do it?
Oh, we did it back in the day,
all right.
And it has blown up over the last couple of years. We'll tell you what it means to be a hobosexual.
Hobosexual?
Hobosexual.
Okay.
Just after 7 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. This is your 1-week warning for this year's WCMF Rochester's Sexiest Dad competition. You have until next Friday at noon to get your submissions in at WCMF.com. And this year's winner will be the proud owner of a brand new watch valued at $500 from our friends at Heritage Jewelers. Every day, we see new dads over at WCMF.com. We now have 17 dads that have gotten past the dong and crank test.
Yeah.
Again, they have to be approved due to the amount of open genitals that guys tried to submit last year. On the Sexiest Dad contest. And if you want, right now, voting is not open yet. We'll tell you when it has, but you can go browse all of the dads that have put themselves out there. And today, there is a man who is trying something that may be brilliant.
Oh.
His name is Nicholas, and he lives in Holly. And Nicholas looks like a younger dad. In this picture, Tommy, he's holding what looks to be a brand new baby boy.
Oh.
Like fresh out the womb.
Like an infant.
Yeah. Itty bitty baby boy.
Little child.
So Nicholas, the dad, he is wearing blue jeans, a white T-shirt, and a green like bomber jacket.
All right.
And this baby that he's holding is wearing blue jeans, a white T-shirt, and the exact same green bomber jacket.
Man, how did that happen?
Nicholas and
did they make a phone call?
Oh, somebody go change. Nicholas and what we assume is his son are wearing matching outfits.
All right.
Yeah.
Like the exact same.
Adorable.
Okay, so you're going to vote adorable.
I think it's pretty cute.
Okay.
Because you always see moms and daughters matching. Like they actually, like there are companies that advertise those outfits towards moms and daughters. I don't know if I've ever seen it with a father-son where they match perfectly.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I got some information I'm going to give you. But before we get there, the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Tommy, let's say you're out of Wegmans.
Yeah.
And you see a parent and child out, and they are dressed in the exact same outfit. Like they went out of their way in the morning. The parent dressed the kid just like them. Your first thought about that parent is?
Control freak.
Okay.
Total control freak.
Over the baby, which you have total control?
But, like, you went this far? Like, because the kid doesn't know what's on him. Like, it's all for you.
Well, and other people.
Huh?
And other people.
I mean, the baby's already adorable on its own.
Okay.
Why do you got to match?
I don't know.
What's the point?
Cute. Oh.
Baby's already cute.
Yeah. But
Adult, not cute.
No, I mean,
it's cute to
it's
match.
like you're trying to jump on your baby's cuteness and trying to ride that cute wave to parent town, and it ain't working, man.
Ride the cute wave to parent
town?
All aboard.
I don't see it as a bad thing. Like you're saying, like it takes away from the cuteness. I think it only adds to the cuteness.
No, the baby is already cute. You didn't add nothing. Your ugly mug ain't add nothing with your whisker face. Ain't doing crap.
I would think it would be adorable if because you have a grandson.
Yeah.
If your grandson started dressing like you, or your stepson and his wife started dressing the grandson like you, I think it would be adorable. It would be a joke. In here. Well, okay. Either way, it's cute. Either way, I think it would help make you look like a softer individual.
First of all, he can't look any softer than he is now. Second, I don't think they make nurses' shoes in baby size. So, all right, 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Dressing your baby to match you, adorable or psychotic? You see it as psychotic.
Yeah, because I've known people that, like, let's say they gave birth to twins and they dress them the same.
Yeah.
That actually creeps me out.
Wait, twins dress the same?
Yes.
Why?
It reminds me of, like, what was the Jack Nicholson?
The Shining.
Yeah, like with those
It's
little
only like the most famous movie of all time.
I know.
Hey, we call that book with Jesus in it. What's that book called?
Genesis? No, but
that's Phil Collins.
I find that creepy, man.
Okay. My wife used to dress my daughters like her all the time. They had a closet full of matching dresses.
Did it bother you?
No.
Yeah, you loved it,
No,
huh?
I know. I mean, it is what it is. It's weird that you call my wife psychotic.
Oh.
No, I said control freak.
Oh, my wife's a control freak.
That
Your
didn't
wife
make
is
it any better.
Any parent worth their salt is a control freak.
Oh, now it's a good thing.
Yes.
Now it's a good thing to be a control freak as a parent.
You can't be a doctor and a great mom and not say you need to control things.
Because a second ago, the baby's cute enough. So my wife was riding the wave of the baby's cuteness.
But she's one of the good ones.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
I think that
She's doing it right.
I think that you have a very short window where you can do this with your children, where they think it's cool, where they want to match you. So take advantage while you can.
No, to Kimmy's point, when my daughters got to the point where they developed free will and didn't want to do it anymore, my wife was legit
devastated.
She was depressed. Like,
Well, you make it sound like
depressed.
a jailbreak.
It kind of in her head it was.
They got over the wall. They threw their clothes off.
No, like I think that she felt like she was like they betrayed her.
No, she lost control.
Oh my God. Hold on one sec. Let me.
No, don't.
It's funny he's saying this before 7 a.m.
Hey, honey, Tommy says that you're a control freak. Ooh, great text from my wife. Anyway, 252-WCMF. Nicholas, who is one of our dads and has submitted his picture for 2025 WCMF Rochester Sexiest Dad. You can still submit your photos for one more week at WCMF.com. He is in an exact matching outfit with his brand new, what we assume is son. They're both in bomber jackets, white T-shirts, blue jeans. Kimmy thinks it's adorable. Mm-hmm. Tommy thinks it's psychotic, makes you a control freak.
Yes.
Let's talk to Ben. Hey, Ben, how are you, buddy?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Good, Ben. What do you got?
So, we're diehard Blackhawks fans, and so with my younger daughter, I got her a black Blackhawks jersey, and she absolutely loved it.
So when you guys watch hockey games or go out, you'll have the match.
Is it about the Chicago Blackhawks?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she loves it too. She always looks forward to it. She knows exactly what it is.
Is that
the
psychotic?
one I'm having trouble finding her jersey is my younger one because she wants a pink Blackhawks jersey, which you think would be easy to find, but it's not.
I mean, these are just some of the trials and tribulations of Ben.
Yeah, but yeah, I think when I finally do get it though, it'll be awesome, and we can all go to hockey games and in our Blackhawks jerseys.
Well, Ben, I'm pulling for you, buddy, and I hope it all works out for you.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Great call. There goes Ben. There's Blackhawks jersey.
Yeah, that made no sense.
If anyone can find a pink Blackhawks jersey, reach out to Ben. He needs one very bad. So, Kimmy, you said a second ago, you said two things. You said, first of all, it would be adorable if Tommy and his grandson dressed the same. Paul writes us on Instagram, Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us. He says, it wouldn't be hard for Tommy's wife to get a matching tracksuit for the grandson. He and Tommy are the same size. You also mentioned that this was a standard thing for moms and daughters. There are websites that exist where you can buy these.
I remember as a kid, like flipping through catalogs that used to have fully dedicated to mommy-daughter matching outfits.
It's like you're in the lady army.
The lady army?
Yes. So here's your uniform, daughter.
Well, here's the thing. Kimmy, companies have figured out
What's that?
fathers also want to do this, or
I
at least
bet.
moms. So there are now new businesses, websites that are called, there's one called Posh Peanut. There is one called Knucklehead Clothing. Even Carhartt now sells exact matching outfits for father and son, and it's entire outfits. There's a site called Kenny Flowers I found last night that sells exclusively vacation wear, like bathing suits and Hawaiian sun shirts. Same exact pattern, father and son.
Okay.
So it'd be like you and like your infant kid.
Yeah, and so we have the same pattern shirt and shorts on. They even sell matching short dad stuff, and you can get the matching pattern in the girls' bathing suit.
Nothing says vacation like conformity.
I was just going to say, and I'm going to upset some people here, but it does freak me out when the whole family matches.
What? Now, why? See, why is that stuff?
It gets a little culty looking.
No, that's called, religion. They probably have a nice farm way outside of town.
Like if you're all dressed in matching linen, I'm out.
Okay. Well, you're telling me
Now you're freaking me out.
A closet full of long denim skirts ain't doing it for you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like father son matching, mother daughter matching. Okay, but like when it's like a group family photo and you all have on the same exact outfit, you've gone too far.
Okay, but let's talk about this because there are times.
Yeah.
There were times when my wife and daughters would all be in the same dress and I would be in like a collared shirt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's 3 out of 4 looking the same. That's fine. If I had a pattern on that was the same, that's what bothers you?
Yes.
You would look like an album cover.
It's something about about the full family coordination that just something creepy about it.
Anytime I see even like couples match, my parents did this all the time. My parents would wear matching like semi outfits together, sweaters. They had matching Elk Lodge purple windbreakers with their names on them. They wore them everywhere.
Well, yeah, your dad's trying to get pooned. I mean, what choice did he have?
Like it just looks scary.
Okay, I get that 2 adults making a decision to match together.
I know,
Yes.
yeah,
But this is a kid. It's a baby.
yeah.
It's just a little baby.
Right, so leave it alone.
What do you mean? Leave
Like
what
it's not
alone?
a prop. You're turning your kid into some kind of prop,
Oh
so you could like get attention for yourself.
Oh, my
Like you produced
God.
a child. It's an amazing
Yeah.
feat, right? Of science. You made a child.
Amazing feat of science.
You made a child. It's not for you. Like you're at Universal Studios now. Come see matching baby.
It's funny you say Universal Studios because places like that in Disney, that's
Yeah,
where you
that's
see
where
the
you
most
see it.
magic.
Oh, yeah.
You see full family T-shirts, anything Disney related, Disney themed.
All right, as we talk about Nicholas, one of the dads who has submitted himself or was submitted at WCMF.com for 2025 Rochester Sexiest Dad Competition. Again, you can still enter. You got one more week. Next Friday, we cut it off. Kimmy, when I see a woman in an outfit matching her daughter, I assume that was mom's idea. Do you feel the same way when you see matching father and son?
Do I feel like it was mom's idea?
Well, no. Do you feel like dad's idea? It was dad's idea
I
to put
could see my dad wanting to do something
Okay.
like this.
So you don't-
So I'm gonna say it may have started with mom, but dad was fully in on it.
Okay, because like I'm looking at Nicholas here with the exact matching outfit as his fresh baby boy here. And we're sitting here like, did he try to game the system looking like a really good dad in the picture? It's also very possible that his wife bought all of these
Of course she
outfits,
did.
put them both in them, and was like, take a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't think dads are in on this?
No, this is how women think, man.
I don't think you understand
No.
the
pride.
and the
Yeah.
yeah, okay, pride is a perfect way to put it. Also the realization, like I created
Yeah,
this.
this is a mini me.
This is my legacy.
I understand that, but like when you start doing matching outfits, I think that's a woman's touch. I think that's the iron
I
fist
just
coming
wanna
down and
put
going,
out,
this
like
is what we're doing.
you plan your outfits 24 hours ahead of time,
Yes.
and you do not have your wife has no say
Right.
for the most part in what you wear, but it's her that would coordinate. All
Oh,
of
yeah.
this. Okay.
Yeah,
You just-
I could see her going to Marshall's, finding something and bringing it home, and then making me go out in the patio with the baby and take a picture.
And you do it.
And
I
you-
did it.
You're a
I did.
bitch.
Yes.
I did it with the fedora. She found a little fedora
Oh my
for
God.
the grandson,
Yeah.
and I had to go sit outside with him on my
You
lap.
kind
and
of
take a
liked
picture.
it though, didn't you?
It was kind of my thing, man. The kid's stealing my hat thing.
It was like
Go get your own hat.
Sinatra and Sinatra Jr.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a hat over here. You're stupid enough to buy this.
But it would
song.
also bother you if that toddler wasn't in a matching outfit. Orange and blue, they don't go together. Why? They got them in two separate colors.
She's right about
Yeah.
that. She's right. You know, the funniest thing about this whole matching outfit, father and son, you know, like this picture with Nicholas, brand new baby. They look adorable, everything. White onesie in the cool looking outfit. This baby, he's going to crap up the back of that outfit.
Well,
and
yeah.
what I don't,
He's gonna yellow up the front.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a matter of
It's
if.
temporary.
It's a matter of when he will have a blowout and just destroys that entire outfit. So you start your day like in a silly matching outfit, only for your son to end up in like one onesie that you had as an emergency with an elephant on it when he destroys that thing with poo. And now you're just in a bomber jacket and white T-shirt, looking like you're trying to be an extra Top Gun.
Oh, you look like you got shot down. I'm hit. We're right in the butt. I'm trying to bring her in.
It's Friday, you know what that means?
Can I speak to Captain Crate, please?
Captain Crepe. It's Friday, you know what that means?
Le creep.
Yep, creep
Le
cap.
creep.
Shut up. Creep Cup coming at you here on CMF. So here's the thing. I can admit I did this.
Yeah.
I know based on your stories, you've done this.
I'm sure.
And there are lots of men and women who will hear this and go, oh, that's me. Back in the day, maybe even some people today. And when it didn't have a name, it sounded a lot less bad. Because now that there is a name for this, hobosexual.
Hobo.
It makes folks who attempt this look so much worse. And you're going to find out in a second.
But it's sexual, you say.
It's not.
Like, where do you put it?
Okay, it's not a sexual act.
All right.
It is not a sexual move. But it is relationship involved.
Okay.
And everyone listening is about to find out if they themselves are a hobosexual. And we'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. There are folks about to find out something they have done in their past, or maybe doing right now, in their relationship, has a name. And this thing has become way more common in the U.S. over the last couple of years.
Wow.
It's a terrible thing to do, but sometimes circumstances leave you no choice. A roof over your head in exchange for love.
Oh.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5, WCMF. We'll get to that in just a second, but it is Friday.
Yeah.
You are disgusting.
You're welcome.
Okay, not even going to. All of the gross-ass, weird-ass, disgusting-ass things.
A lot of ass.
Tommy has said all week long. It's a creep cap. It happens now on CMF.
Hey there. You feeling creepy? Well, you're about to be. Come get some of this creep cap on the break room on WCMF.
They got the amusement park there, Busch Gardens.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was where your mom lived.
My mom lives in her own bush.
But what? No, it was.
She shows
You
her
go
bush.
through her bush
She shows her bush.
to get to the roller coaster called the Echo.
So the bush. So the roller coaster. So my mother's vagina is so wide it can take Florida tourism.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That'd be a hell of a date, man. I got the #1 Irishman backing me up.
What would it sound like if Rory McIlroy was watching you have sex?
Oh, you got it right in there. Right in there with that shillelagh. Good one, Larry.
There is a big, new, cool West Side thing opening. And first of all, this...
Oh, your mom? Yeah, that's an opening right there.
Shut up. Kimmy.
Lying down the street.
We have a different definition of what penetration
Well,
How
you
deep is
can-
your navel?
or tossing.
He dates a lot of deep-naveled women.
Deep-naveled
woman.
woman.
Oh,
And he doesn't eat anything that's delicious.
hold on. Your mother is very delicious. She is succulent.
Yeah.
To the last little taste. Usually you have another kind of mouth.
What mouth is that?
Other areas of the human body that I cannot say.
Okay. I kind
A
of want
wang. You have wang mouth. Everybody wang mouth tonight.
Oh, my God. Kimmy didn't get that at all. He has no idea what
I
this is.
did too.
Sing the song. Do it.
Bad Saturday night wang mouth tonight.
You're not even doing the song right. If you were gonna wang mouth me, pimp the nation around the world. Everybody wang mouth tonight. No, you can't even do your own stupid song.
It's so good to be a creep.
There it is. 80s hits galore.
Yes.
Creep Camp on CMF. Tommy,
Yeah, what's going on?
have you ever heard of the term hobosexual?
I have not.
Okay. I will give you the definition of hobosexual. Quote, someone who enters in a relationship with the goal of having a place to live rather than a genuine romantic interest.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, yeah.
So you are someone who is with someone else because of the roof, not the emotion.
You're just any port in a storm.
You got it. That's a perfect way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are two kinds of hobosexuals defined here. There are the folks who hook up with people short term, like night by night,
Yeah.
week by week, just for a place to crash out. Quick relationships, you're gone.
Yeah.
And then there are the hobosexuals who are in long-term relationships for the sake of living for free or splitting money on rent.
Yeah.
And a new study asking people anonymous suggests that in the last 10 years, the number of self-admitted hobosexuals has increased by 50%.
God damn.
It has,
man.
50%.
Yeah.
50%.
50%.
Sorry. Tommy,
Yeah.
have you been a hobosexual?
Many times, but my longest was 2 years.
Wait, 2 years?
Yeah, man. One in Kentucky, bro. I'm keeping my voice down. For
I know, I don't know why you're
They
whispering.
can't hear me down in Kentucky. But talking like
No, but
that.
like
Did you think you were doing that at the time, though, or looking back, where do you realize, like, oh, that's the whole reason I stayed in?
not at first, but once I realized what I was doing, like I
Yeah.
woke up to what I was doing, I knew,
Yeah.
damn straight.
Okay. Now, look, I didn't know I was doing it at the time,
Yeah.
right?
I don't think most people do. I think you just think, like, you have to move this relationship on a little faster because I need the living space.
Well, here's the thing. It was one of those things like where like I could break up with her,
Yeah.
but I don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
So the relationship lived on.
Yeah,
Right,
And it always ends horribly. And my sister had it done to her 5 times, and it's because as soon as they married her, they left.
Okay.
Like they painted themselves in a corner. They did some sorry ass on the chin South Florida wedding, and then they were gone.
All right. The phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Tommy, I ask you this question.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being just heinous, how bad of a person are you for living the hobosexual lifestyle?
Well, if the other person does not realize it,
That's the only way it would
yeah.
work.
right. So you're pretty bad, man.
So
I don't know. I think it could be a mutual thing, especially with the way
But if it's not,
rent is today. Because I feel like I know people they both can admit the relationship went on way too long, but they didn't really have a choice financially.
but the only reason I'm with this person is that they think I'm committed. That's why they've opened up their couch or whatever to their home to me because they think we're a boyfriend girlfriend.
Well, Kimmy brings up an interesting point. I had only thought of this as one way, but I guess now.
Okay.
I
if
think
it's
it's
mutual-
more common now that, again, like I think maybe the relationship moves a little quicker because you both realize, well, if this is working right now, let's move in together and save some money on rent.
Okay.
But
And
what
then-
I was doing was just straight up horrible.
And then, yes. And then when you realize
I was.
maybe a couple months in, a year or two in, you're like, we're not really meant for each other, but we kind of need each other to pay the rent here. I have
Okay.
nowhere else to go. I think it could be a mutual thing
yeah.
right now for a lot of people.
But you know when you're doing wrong, man.
I
I mean, when you're with her and you got satellite tail over here and over there.
satellite tail.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
The Russians first one in space with that.
Yeah, and you Sputnik'd all over her. Made the papers, made the New York Times.
It's a new satellite. It's fine.
Yes.
It works. All right. So, Kimmy, for the sake of this discussion, let's
Yeah.
keep it to folks that are only doing it without
Okay.
the other person understands.
Yeah.
Look, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It would be devastating
Yeah.
to find out
You
that,
hurt these people.
yes, this person you cared about, okay, only was using you for a place to live. But on the other hand, we can assume the reason that this has increased so much over the last decade is because folks doing it don't have another option.
Okay.
Right? Like
It's desperation.
You don't want to be homeless.
Right.
There is a comfort, even if you don't love them,
Yeah.
to having someone at home waiting for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
3 hots and a cot.
You can even argue that having someone not romantically interested in you sharing a space with you may be better than having nobody. Like even the person that is being hurt in this or
Yeah.
eventually hurt.
Still a comfort thing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm still here, right? At the very least, it's someone to split the duties of having a house or an apartment.
But when you see that person really buying in and you're not, and you're taking advantage of it, you're a piece of crap, man. Like this chick, I'd have like these long, like you've got like a 10-hour road trip to go do stand up.
Yeah.
She had a job and stuff, and she was getting up making me coffee and packing me stuff for my trip and doing all those sweet things like
Horrible human.
a girlfriend would do. Yeah. And I wasn't saying a word, man. I was taking it all.
I have a question. In those situations, were you helping out financially at all?
No,
Okay.
man. I was dead weighting a dong.
So Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, but I was. I had
I
this
know,
chick
I
had.
know you were.
She had a nice job. She came from money. I had nothing, man.
Like in the situations like you're describing, I feel like there is a mutual need for each other.
no, she thought we were an item,
Yeah.
And
She really didn't need you in any way,
No.
shape, or form.
No, but
No.
that's usually how these
and
go.
she loved me,
No, she didn't.
bro. You don't get up and make coffee and do all that stuff. She loved me.
Okay, maybe
You
she
were gone for a long time. Like, how do you know she wasn't cheating on you?
Fine. I don't care, man. I need this, or I'd have to come off the road. It's the only way I could make the whole stand up thing work.
That's how good his career was.
Yeah.
He needed someone to let him live for free.
Yes, basically. Hey, and all I had to do was put out.
That makes you a prostitute.
Okay. Boo-hoo on me, man.
252 WCMF. We're talking about the term hobosexual. It is defined, quote, someone who enters a relationship with the goal of having a place to live rather than a genuine romantic interest. According to a new study, hobosexuals over the last 10 years in a self-reported and anonymous study have increased over 50% over the last 10 years. Real quick.
Yeah.
There may be people listening who are in a hobosexual relationship with someone.
Yeah.
And they have no idea. Like, you are the victim of the
Yeah.
homosexual.
It is, you are a
Yeah.
victim.
Okay. They give signs in this study and article to look out for. For example, you touched on one a second ago. When things started, they wanted to move it super fast. They told you they loved you way too early.
Yeah.
They wanted to spend every moment they could with you.
Very smothering.
Yep. And, of course, they wanted to move in as quickly as possible. Kimmy, is that a red flag for people, what I'm describing here?
Okay, so it would be for me, but I know some people that like what they call they enjoy what they call love bombing.
Okay.
So it's like somebody that comes in super hot, tells you everything you want to hear. They seem like they're head over heels in love with you, and I think there are a lot of people that like that up front.
Yeah, it's a
'cause
total scam.
Yeah.
You're getting scammed.
and would almost like jump right into that relationship because of everything they're telling them.
Okay, all right. They also say, another warning sign, something Tommy just brought up, your partner rarely helps with finances. And that also seems pretty obvious, but they say how it can get more complicated here. Because in every relationship, someone is going to make more than the other.
Yeah.
Right? Rarely do you have someone making the exact amount of money. So when you're early on in the cohabitating phase, you're still trying to figure out exactly how you're going to break all this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you split things evenly? Do you carry your part based on the percentage of finances that you make versus theirs? Right? Like, they could be a bum. They could also be making their best effort for what they can afford.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it could take you months, years to figure out, wait a minute, this person's just mooching off
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And with that being said, as we defined hobosexual, Chris writes us on Twitter, I know a hobosexual. He lives at his wife's house for free.
Well, that guy's terrible. He's a bum.
But you were saying before I cut you off, Kimmy, I'm sorry.
I was just thinking, like if you do, split some of the bills, and you realizing that maybe this isn't going to work out romantically with that person, I can see, even if your intent is to break things off, also not wanting to screw them over financially because they may still need you for some things, or they may not be able to find a roommate right away.
But you're aware this person has used you, and you still don't want to put them out?
I mean, maybe
You
not,
gotta cut that deadbeat
but maybe not
out.
so much that they used you, but like, hey, can you stick around a little longer because I need to line up some things before you just split.
You're saying I have used you as a hobosexual, right? I have lived in your place for free. They're ready to break it off, and you think you have the leg to stand on to be
No. I'm saying like
the other person.
I'm saying the other person,
Showing
like
compassion.
even if I know that this isn't working out, that maybe you're using me or whatever, but you do still pay for some of the bills.
Okay.
I may want you to stick around and at least be a roommate for a little longer. Like, I still may stay in this living situation just because I still need you to cover some of those bills.
That would be tough, though. You just found out this person was in a relationship with
But
you.
where else are you going? Like, where else are either of you going?
That's a good point. I don't know if I could do that. Not that I would ever.
I feel like I know people that were kind of in this situation to an extent where, they had to live out the rest of their lease, or they had to stay around until somebody found a better situation to live into or to live with. It's just financially, it's almost impossible to do a clean split right away.
Yeah, but like, I get two people in love, things happen, whatever. We can handle this for a little while while we figure it
Yeah.
out. To find out that your entire relationship was fraud from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then be like, we'll ride this out a little bit longer for fun. I couldn't do it.
No, you've
man.
been totally played.
We got Instagram messages coming in. Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us. Josh writes, if they believe you care and you can put that act on for them, who's getting hurt? You're giving them something they want, and you're getting something you need.
But you're still being deceptive. You're not being truthful.
You're right.
I mean, I came in with my situation. I was being,
No, you're right. But you've also said that no relationship is truthful. You can't be brutally honest with your spouse at all times.
Right, but I was going about as far in the other direction as you could.
I understand. And I'm not trying to justify doing this, right? Yeah. But I want you to think about what Josh said. Just think about it.
Right.
You're giving them something they want.
All right, true.
And you're giving them something they want, and you're getting something you need.
I mean, it is. In the beginning, I guess it would be beneficial to both. But once they realize what happened, and they went all in, and you were just not being you were just creating a false person.
Yeah, when it ends, it's going to be a disaster.
Oh, bro, it is ugly.
Like Tommy's mom ugly. Like paper bag and fish tacos ugly. 252 WCMF. I know this whole discussion, as we talked about the term hobosexual, somebody living with someone not because they're in love, but faking a relationship for a place to live. We've all had guys in our heads.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something women do too?
Oh, I'm sure they do. I mean, they finagle their way into a guy that's got bank, use him for a while, then split.
Okay.
I hope they do.
Well, why would you hope that? You just said it's a terrible, terrible thing.
It's a terrible thing, but guys are such suckers for women, man.
I mean, it would be so much easier as a woman.
Oh.
Because guys would be completely oblivious.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's great, man. Yeah.
But let's be real here, right? If let's say this guy was getting a physical relationship on the regular, and this was a woman that he couldn't normally get, you think most men would care if they found out at the end?
She was using you?
But you're getting sex? Does that make it sound bad?
No. here's here's my take on that. If the guy's getting used, nobody cares.
Okay.
And your buddies are just going to laugh at you. Where if it happens to a woman, her girlfriends are going to like rally around her and show her support because she's emotionally damaged. But
I'll tell you who's going to care in the guy's life, his family.
Maybe, yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
not my
be
family,
worried for him.
but good families.
They're gonna be the ones to be like, hey, do you see what's happening here?
You're right, but how many of those guys go either no, it's not, or I don't care?
Right.
Like, for example, Matthew writes us on Instagram, Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us. My 82-year-old father-in-law has a 62-year-old woman living with him. He pays for everything, and he's okay with the situation. There's no sex or romance, just a deal. So he's got a woman on his arm living in his house.
Yeah. All right.
Is that enough?
At that age, what does he care?
I mean,
it's companionship, right?
Yeah, you're right. It may also be a product of how we see relationships from an old school lens. Like men provide, women stay at home. It would be much easier for women to be like, well, I would like a traditional relationship if
Paint
it's possible.
it that way.
Yes, I mean, that's all you would have to say. Like, there's no way a guy could be like, I would like a traditional relationship where I stay home.
I have a question, though. As a younger guy, let's say you're a guy in your early 20s, mid-20s, how many guys are stable enough to take care of another person?
Zero.
Like financially stable enough? Because, I mean, everybody has roommates right now.
Look, I understand what you're saying, but we also had that stunning study from like 8 months ago that 1 in 4 married women are stay-at-home moms in America now, and it had blown up again over the last 15, 20 years. Yeah. Not that it's easy. Folks are finding, again, childcare is so expensive, it's cheaper for someone not to have a job. And I guess that's a different discussion because now you have a kid involved.
Yeah.
But if you could do it with a child and a spouse, I guess there would be a way to do it without one.
I guess. I just don't know how many 22-year-old guys are looking at a woman and be like, let me provide for you in my apartment with my 3 buddies.
Oh, look, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I also think there is still a weird caveman pride to that idea.
Yeah.
Like, my wife and I obviously both work, and she is the far more successful of the two of us. But I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't want to be able, if my wife wanted it, to provide the ability for her to stay home.
Okay.
Right? Like, I think I would be proud of that.
Yeah.
It'll never happen.
Well,
Sorry.
it'd be financially insane.
Well, yeah, and also suicide. But Kimmy, you asked what guy would want that. I could see myself at 23.
I'm
let
not
me
saying
take
you
care of
wouldn't
you.
Want that.
But
I'm
I would
saying, could you
find a way, work another job, 2, 3 jobs, have a
you
side
don't think
hustle?
that guy's not doing that already?
That's a good point. I don't know. That's a good question. You don't think there are 22, 23-year-old guys supporting women financially fully?
I think it's pretty rare.
It would have to be.
Where you could take care of another person at that age. And, like I said, have your own living space.
I mean, it wouldn't be glamorous, but again, we're talking about hobosexuality.
Okay.
Living with someone, letting them think that you're in a romantic relationship just for a place to live. You wouldn't have to be, living at the Ritz. It's just, like you said, 3 hots and a cup.
If you could afford it, wouldn't you want to live by yourself anyway?
Yeah, but now I'm getting sex on the reg from this chick that may be out of my league.
Okay.
I can't say I wouldn't be stupid enough to fall for that in my early 20s. All right, let's take a break.
All right.
We feel like idiots.
What happened?
Well, look, when you live in Rochester for a long time, grow up, born and raised, you feel like you know everything about Rochester.
Oh, sure.
Right? Like, it's a pretty small town, and we're pretty good about teaching history to everybody.
All right.
Right? Like, if you're hanging out at a bar in Rochester and you say something, someone's going to pop up out of nowhere. In 1855, we had someone filling in, doing our traffic reports last week.
Oh, yeah.
And he referred to a part of Rochester that we thought was a mistake. And we laughed. He sat here in the room, and he kept doing it. And we're like, look at this idiot. We weren't nice enough to tell him, but we made fun of him behind his back. But it turns out we were the ones who were wrong.
Oh.
That this place does exist. In fact, there are websites from the city of Rochester that list this as a place in the city. And Tommy, believe it or not, there are way more things that we should all know about this community of ours.
Really?
We don't.
Damn.
And we'll get into it next here in the break room. On CMF. you live somewhere long enough, you know everything about it.
You should.
Especially a place as small and connected as Rochester
Yeah.
is. Yet, the three of us,
Yeah.
with well over 100 years of Rochester living combined,
Wow.
learned something new last week. There is a place that
Yeah.
you have probably never heard of that resides right in the city of Rochester. And we had no idea, despite the fact that all of us,
Yeah.
including almost everyone listening, has spent time inside of it.
Wait, we've been there.
We're there right now.
How?
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. If you have not yet, we encourage you.
Mm-hmm.
Log on to our WCMF live stream, the Odyssey app, WCMF.com, YouTube, and Twitch.
Okay.
The Break Room, WCMF on YouTube and Twitch. The cameras are on. Tommy's got a beautiful houndstooth shirt.
Yes.
Looks like Bear Bryant threw up all over him.
You could do worse.
And we do ask that you check it out, like and subscribe.
Why is that?
Well, as our corporate managers tell us in these Zoom meetings we have.
Yeah, what do they say?
When we see that people like and subscribe to your YouTube page, tells us you got a quality program. Quality program. And I keep getting to do that impression because the guy who said that never listens to our show.
Oh, okay.
We can openly mock him and not get in any trouble.
Great.
But he does check out the YouTube stream numbers,
All right.
apparently. So check that out, The Break Room WCMF on YouTube and Twitch. So last week, we're sitting here in the room,
Yeah.
waiting to start a break, coming out of commercial. And we had a guy filling in doing our traffic reports. And he's talking about delays on 490 and 590.
Yeah.
And then he said there was an issue near Dutchtown.
Yeah.
Dutchtown.
Yes.
And all of us stopped
Yeah.
and we looked at each other like this guy was losing his mind.
Right.
Yeah.
But we figured, okay, it's the first time he's done this. Maybe he made a
Yeah.
mistake, right? Okay. Next traffic report, problems in Dutchtown again.
So he double Dutch.
Yes. And we're thinking now, this guy sucks.
Yes.
He's just
He's looking at the wrong map.
he's making up places. He's
I don't
doing
know what he's
something.
talking about.
Right? All three of us have lived here forever. Have you ever heard of Dutchtown?
No.
Have you ever heard of Dutchtown?
Not once.
I have never heard of Dutchtown. Well, it turns out
Where is Dutchtown?
the three of us are really dumb,
We are
All right.
idiots.
or at least misinformed. Dutchtown is a mixed residential and industrial neighborhood in the city of Rochester.
Where?
The original boundary started near High Falls and went down to Lyle Avenue, including most of the original Kodak buildings. So I believe
It doesn't seem like it's a large area or a very big area where there are a lot of homes.
It's mixed residential and industrial,
All right.
Kimmy.
Yeah.
I heard that in the break room.
Because I know we were in High Falls and Browns Race. That's the only two things I've ever heard. I've never heard of no Dutchtown.
I think we're in Dutchtown. I think we are.
I ain't seen no Dutch.
Okay, so
Where the Dutch at?
Well, that's just it.
Dutchie?
It was called Dutchtown
Yeah.
because of the founding population of German immigrants.
Why isn't it Germantown?
It started off as Deutschtown,
Deutsch.
but due to the accent
Yeah.
issues, American, German, it became Dutchtown.
Should have been Douchetown.
No, well, I mean, you're here, so yes. And to this day,
Yeah.
there is a section on the City of Rochester's Celebrate City Living dedicated to the current neighborhood of Dutchtown.
But there's
Yeah,
like
you-
a million signs of the historic significance of this area.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen no Dutchtown
Well,
sign.
when have you
They're all over the
explored
place.
that area though to know? I mean, maybe there is like some plaque or something up
but
to
to his-
signify.
Like, welcome to Dutchtown.
Yeah, I mean, to his point,
Yeah.
no, I mean, he's right. There's a Swilberger sign. There's little,
Yeah.
we've all
There's High Falls and Browns Race signs.
Yeah.
The name of the goddamn bridge.
even the little plaque over on the bridge over here that says Lincoln stopped there for a whistle
Right.
stop. I mean, we've all seen that. Like, all of us have walked around the city, the county, seen these signs. I've never seen anything for
Yeah.
Dutchtown.
Yeah.
I mean, we know most of this stuff without even realizing we know it. So what's really interesting,
What's that?
there are a ton of references, because I started doing some deep research,
Yeah.
thinking that I was going crazy. There are a ton of references to Dutchtown about the city of Rochester from around 1840 until the late 1930s.
Oh.
What could have happened in the late 1930s where referring to a neighborhood by its German population would have fallen out of favor?
I can't think of anything.
So that might be it.
All right, so once.
Take your Liberty Cabbage and get the hell out of here.
Okay.
You think you know where you live, and then you look like an idiot. 252 WCMF 252-9263. Is there a Rochester fact that people should know that people don't know?
Oh.
Because I discovered in looking up all of this stuff that we could find about
Yeah.
Dutchtown to
Yeah.
talk about it, there were some other things that we stumbled upon.
Well, yeah, because it would have to be The reason you don't know because it's never brought up.
Okay, but there are some very significant things that every Greater Rochester resident should know.
Okay.
For example, did you know that the marshmallow was first commercially produced in Rochester?
I did not.
It's true. 1895 was originally called the Rochester Marshmallow Company. And actually, when we step outside, you can see the building from our front steps.
And it's where it was invented?
Yeah, well, not first commercially
All right,
produced.
all right.
Like they decided, you know what we should do? Sell
S'mores.
marshmallows.
All right.
Well, no, s'mores are marshmallows, graham crackers, and chocolate.
All right.
But it's interesting you bring that up. The inventor of the breakfast cereal was born in Rochester, New York.
I thought it was like in Battle Creek,
Nope.
Michigan.
Inventor of breakfast cereal,
Like
Rochester, New York.
cereal.
So with the marshmallows and the cereal, in a way, we invented Lucky Charms.
All right.
Also, graham crackers were invented by a Rochester businessman. So I guess, to your point, we also kind of accidentally invented s'mores.
Yeah.
Right? Did you know that Rochester, New York has the largest deaf population per capita in America?
Well, I knew that with the university and all that stuff.
National Technical Institute for the Deaf
That makes sense.
at RIT.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, if you walk around Henrietta, you see it.
Mhm.
I got to say, I live in Henrietta.
Yeah.
A lot of restaurants and businesses. The folks that work over there are so good at that.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard to communicate. I
Sure.
mean, cell phones make it better now, but the line never lasts long. Not that it matters.
Yeah.
Everyone's very patient, and everyone understands what's going on here.
Okay, that's very nice.
It's interesting. 252
Don't try that at Dutchtown.
252 WCMF 252-9263. We discovered after we thought our fill-in traffic guy was a complete moron
Yeah.
that Dutchtown is a part of Rochester.
And we're in it.
Maybe.
All right.
But John seems to have more information. He's on CMF. Hey, John, how are you, buddy?
Hi, guys. Just a little history on Dutchtown. The 490 Expressway that goes through that area between Wilder and Campbell Street, that was initially Dutchtown. The whole Dutchtown, I think, went all the way to Mount Reed. It was from, State Street to about Mount Reed. And you're right, it was initially Deutschtown, which was initially all German immigrants that settled in that area. I think what probably happened after World War II is the Italians started moving in and other nationalities.
I wish they'd move in right now.
No, well, let the man talk. We're asking questions.
So the Italians pushed the Dutch out?
No, the Germans.
No.
Oh, the Germans?
I can tell you a kind of a funny story.
No,
if
you
want to
can't.
hear it about
You
my
cannot tell
Italian
anything that's funny. You ain't got a funny story in you.
Why you gotta
I'll
hurt
tell you
John?
what.
Why you gotta
Take
hurt John?
that. Take that funny
this is
story.
what
Go down to
happened.
Dutchtown.
Can
Stand
I
on the
just
corner,
tell
and
you
somebody
a
will smack you in the
funny
head with
story
it.
About Massett Street, which my relatives initially.
I would love to hear it, John. I would love to hear the story.
Okay, Massett Street right now is between Child and Hague Street. My family, Italian immigrants, were able to buy a house on Massett Street back in the late 30s. My great uncle was in World War I. He was a mechanic from Italy initially, was a mechanic in the Army, and my aunt worked in a clothing factory.
All right.
So they were able to save a little bit of money and buy a house on Massett Street. So if you're familiar with Ames Street,
Okay,
it runs right
John,
into-
John, nobody
John,
John,
cares,
give me the end of the
John.
story. John, give me the end of the story.
Let me tell you the story.
Nobody,
John, I gotta
nobody
do it.
cares
We're doing a radio show, John.
about
It's a long story.
about your
I will
Italian
finish the
aunt.
story. When they moved in that neighborhood, it was all Germans, and all the Germans said, "Oh boy, there goes the neighborhood, and Italians moving in."
Yeah, but they said that when Tommy moved into his wife's neighborhood, too.
Well, no, but this was back in the late 30s.
I
It
got
was
you.
all Germans. Holy Family Church was just a German church. They didn't even allow Italians back in the day. So you wanted history, and I'm giving you history.
No,
And we got it, John.
You
Thanks for
got
the
it.
call, buddy.
Thanks,
Thank you.
John.
Well, at least we've learned our lesson about people
Asking
from other
questions.
ethnicities moving into neighborhoods and not judging them immediately. 252 WCMF. I didn't need to know what his grandparents did for a living.
That was aunt.
Okay.
Okay.
There was one thing that I did not, maybe it's common knowledge and I did not know this, but did you know that the Park Ave area used to be a raceway?
Wait, like a
Like
race
a
for
racetrack.
horses?
A racetrack.
Yes, it was a racetrack. And
It
I
had to be
remember
for
my
horses.
grandpa telling me that.
It was a horse.
No, I think it was for cars.
Really?
No.
I could be, let me, I can
It had to
look
be
it
a
up.
horse track.
Okay,
It
again,
could be a horse track. I don't know
you're
when it
doing
was.
that thing you do where she gives
but-
you information you hadn't heard and
Bro,
you just
But
make
I
up
that
remember
would
my
have to be
grandpa
the
telling me that and being like,
1800s.
okay, grandpa. And then I looked it up. And I was like, oh,
That would
no,
have
it
to be
really
the
was.
1800s.
Well, here's the
let's
thing.
look.
I mean, to her point,
They had no cars then.
the automobile was invented in Rochester. That's another fact I discovered
I
while
thought the
doing
Italians
research.
invented it.
Yeah, it was John's grandpa. He invented the car. No, like in all seriousness, the car was invented in Rochester. George B. Selden founded the Selden Motor Company in 1877. He sold his first car in 1907.
To who?
Somebody who had $2,000.
What an idiot, man. Some guy builds this thing. Give me $2,000 for it. You drive it around. We put a racetrack over here.
Yeah, it made it work because there was a racetrack apparently at Park Ave. $2,000 in 1907 when he sold his first car in Rochester. $84,000.
God damn, man.
But he ended up selling his business to a Pennsylvania man in 1913. We could have had the car. We could have been Detroit, which I guess in retrospect would have been a bad idea.
Yeah, well,
right?
for a nice ride for a while.
But we invented the car. A guy here invented the effing car. He had a patent for it and everything. There's paperwork.
Damn.
252 WCMF. All right. As we talk about Dutchtown and discovering Dutchtown. Look, we always make this mistake. We make this mistake with marijuana, where we go to the phones and it ends up in a disaster. We also make it with history. Mm-hmm. Do we want to talk to Jim about Dutchtown?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, let's talk to Dutchtown Jim. He's on CMF.
Dutchtown Jim.
Hey, Jimmy, what's up, buddy?
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good, man. What's up?
Good.
Yeah, I grew up in Dutchtown, corner of Campbell and Saxton. My grandfather had a store.
Damn it.
I grew up there in the late 50s, but his store was there from like the 30s. And there was a bakery, kitty corner. There was Thomas Puglisi and Son sausage.
Yeah, I bet. Get all the sausage you went down in that corner till the cops shut him down.
We used to walk to Holy Family School, me and my older brother. God rest his soul, he's departed, but yeah, I remember it well. That's like Lime Street, Grape Street, Orange. Oh my gosh,
Fuchsia.
Walnut.
All right, so you were aware you grew up in Dutchtown then, Jim. This is not news to you.
Oh no, 100% I knew. You sure?
Okay, it's just weird. I've never heard of it. Jim, thanks for the call, buddy. Okay, that's my fault. I would like to apologize for what just happened back there. I had too much faith in mankind and our listeners, and once again, you guys slapped me across the face.
Yeah, this is what we get.
Can anybody
from the first guy?
So there is no good Dutchtown story. We found that
Well,
out.
I mean, I guess
No, there
it
isn't.
goes to show unless you grew up in the area, you probably didn't know much about it.
And I guess you would have a lot of pride about something that nobody else knows, right? I mean, look, in the first call we took, John's defense. Like that story about the Germans being worried about the Italians moving in is a funny story if it didn't take you 10 minutes to tell it.
Yeah, there's a better way of doing it.
Well, I'm just saying, it's an interesting glimpse in how everything works the same every generation, right?
And you can go down to Dutchtown and get yourself a fine sausage.
Well, it turns out Chrissy herself, she's got us on Instagram, at Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us. She says, I grew up on Maple Street. That was known as Dutchtown. My entire mother's family lived over there. Okay. The way that people are describing where Dutchtown is, it seems to be the entire city of Rochester.
Yeah.
Must have.
Was this whole town just called Dutchtown at one
because
point?
if you look on like Google Maps, if you type in Dutchtown, it only shows a small area, so maybe it shrunk over time.
Okay. Should we know all? Let me try this again. Should we all know more about this stuff, this Rochester history
No,
stuff?
it's pointless.
The
But it is
marshmallow.
kind of interesting.
Nobody cares.
No, you don't care about the marshmallow thing? Or the cereal thing or the graham cracker
I mean,
thing?
a little
the
bit.
automobile, man.
Some of the stuff Rochester claims, it turns out they kind of around the same time it all kind of happened in different areas.
Okay.
Because when I first moved here, they said the first mall in America was Midtown Mall.
Midtown Plaza,
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It kind of happened around the same time.
Nah, it
But,
wasn't. Nah.
We just claim too much stuff.
Did you know that the Carousel at Ontario Beach Park is the only antique carousel in America at its original location?
Are they sure?
Yeah. It's on the internet. It's got to be true.
Okay.
No, but it's funny, though. Like, when you grow up in Rochester,
It sounds like we don't really move on much.
when you grow up in Rochester, you learn very specific things about our area, right? There's a month-long unit in elementary school on the Erie Canal. That song lives in your head forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a mule, her name is Sale. You don't know the song. You're not from there. Down the Erie Canal. I mean, it's a great song.
Yeah.
She's a good old neighbor and a good old pal. 15 miles down the Erie Canal. What? No, you were going to say something. No, you got nothing?
I got nothing.
We pulled some barges. No, and then like you do, Kimmy, there's that unit on Native Americans, right? The unit
all
on
the
Sam
tribes,
Patch.
yeah.
And like all of those things are important, right? But there's so much more that connects our community to major events that happen in the rest of the world. For example, Didn't we have one of the original pieces, like the first pieces of the Berlin Wall that fell that Kodak had here on display?
I thought everybody got a piece of that.
Eventually,
How do we know it was one of the first pieces?
Like, I think it was like a big deal. I know there are people listening that remember this, and I don't want the story based on the first two calls we got.
No, but like I know, like I think that wall went all over the country.
No,
like, it was like chunks of it.
Yes,
I don't think we got one of the first.
I
pieces.
think we got, if not
Even
one
if
of
we
Why
had
would
a
we?
Kodak.
Why would Kodak?
Because they wanted a piece of it, and you do what George Eastman says, even from the grave. No, I remember this being a story as a kid. Like, wow, we have a piece of this Berlin Wall that was flown here. This is crazy. David Hasselhoff dropped it off himself.
No kidding.
Yeah. Did Kodak History swallow all this stuff up?
Could have. Yeah.
I mean, like, Kodak did a lot. They produced a lot. They had a lot of...
They ran the town, man.
Giant rise and fall. So we got a little distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you do lose some stuff when you have one specific business doing very, very, very well.
Yeah.
But it does suck. Like, I could sit here for the next 30 minutes, much like John or Jim tried to, and give you all these amazing, shocking facts about the history of Rochester, New York.
It is amazing.
And you'd go, no, you don't care. You know what this is?
I do at a point.
You don't. Like, don't try and be like all Rochester boy when you're not. You know what I mean? Like, you're sitting
Well,
here.
listen, man. We can't all say we're Rochester people. We didn't even know this town existed.
You're right.
And we sit in it.
You're right. Maybe. I don't know. Again, it's the whole city of Rochester, according to everyone calling us. And if you don't believe us, Google it. It's there.
Yeah.
And you can find out all about Dutchtown and the people who still currently live in Dutchtown.
Look at that.
And now, I'm sure there were people that live in Dutchtown that were like, oh, there's a delay here last week. Thank you. New guy filling in, doing traffic on WCMF. All right, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Big day tomorrow. Big day tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Well, it's a big Bills Mafia day.
Oh, what happened?
What do you mean? What do you mean what happened? We've been talking about this for 3 weeks.
Bill's Mafia.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
The king is getting crowned.
Oh, that's right.
And there are some Bills fans that have decided they want to be a part of this day. Now, we don't know where it is. No one's really trying to find out. I don't think there's...
So nobody's dropped the location.
We have no idea.
Wow.
No idea. Kimmy, you haven't heard anything, have you?
Nope.
We don't even know what city it's in.
I did see something
Okay.
about where it may be located,
All right, we'll
or at least around the area.
All right, we'll get Kimmy's inside
All right.
information there in a second. But there are Bills fans, even though they can't go, that want to do something.
Oh, my God.
Why you got to be like that?
Don't do this, man.
Next, here in the break room on CMF. a big day for our baby boy tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like Kimmy might have some inside information.
Wow.
But despite the fact that none of us were invited and no one listening will be able to attend, there are still Bills fans that want to do something nice for the new happy couple.
Don't do it, man.
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5 WCMF. We'll jump right into it. According to Deion Dawkins, and then refuted by Deion Dawkins.
His wedding planner.
I don't know a thing.
Josh Allen and his fiancee, actress Haley Steinfeld, are getting married tomorrow, May 31st, which, for some reason, Deion Dawkins blurted out 3 weeks ago in an interview out of nowhere. So we had no idea where this was happening. In fact, we didn't even know the date until Deion Dawkins opened his big old offensive line mouth. But, Kimmy, you said you have heard something.
So I did see somebody posted that Josh touched down at the L.A. airport with his golf clubs in hand.
Gotcha.
So it's got to be taking place somewhere on the West Coast.
So
I'd
they're both California kids.
Right.
It's where they both grew up. So it makes sense if their families.
And he got engaged on the beach in Malibu.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
So it might be somewhere around there.
Okay.
Maybe?
Was it Malibu or was it like
I thought it was
Cozumel?
a beach.
somewhere on the beach.
Oh, look at you dropping knowledge. Was it Malibu or Cozumel?
I thought he was on like a
I got friends in both places. Maybe out there in Santa Clarita.
I thought he went on a Mexican vacation.
I don't know.
Why is he doing that?
Santiago.
San Diego's
San
in
Diego.
America. It's an American city. So all over social media,
Yeah.
there are Bills fans that are looking for a place to send the MVP QB wedding gifts for this
Oh,
weekend.
don't do this.
Why?
You look like such a hillbilly.
It's a little weird.
Why?
what do
Wait,
you-
you too? I get him having that. You have that take?
What do you think this
Like,
dude
What are you giving him that he doesn't already have?
Okay.
that's going to go directly into
Yeah.
the trash?
You're a monster.
I'm just giving you the truth, man.
I'm giving you the truth.
The guy's worth $250 million.
More than that, actually, but yes.
Yeah.
What are you gonna get him that his face will light up when he opens
I
this
guess
up?
just don't send something with the expectation that he's going to see it.
Okay.
Or send you a note back
Yeah.
of thank you, because that's what you're looking for.
Maybe not. Maybe
you're
you-
looking for a personal, because I know you're looking for a personalized.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
you so much for said crap.
All right, let's play a quick game of Would You Agree? Would you agree that Josh Allen is down to earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he only has so much
Would
time.
not. That's a yes or no game. Would you agree that Josh Allen is down to earth?
Yes,
Would you agree that Josh Allen means more to this community than any athlete in the last 30 years?
absolutely.
Would you agree that he is a guy that everyone would want to sit and have wings and a beer with?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so then why do you not understand why people want to do this?
But it's a waste of time, and you look foolish, especially as a grown. I can see like a little kid doing it, thinking it's cute. You're a grown ass person gonna go out to where would you even go shop, and what would
Yeah.
you get
I do want to know what you expect.
Josh Allen for their house?
Maybe you're just
Oh,
getting.
here's what you get him an ice bucket that says Josh on it.
I think this is more like sentimental stuff.
Oh,
Like more.
like a portrait you painted.
No, okay, maybe. I would love people to send.
that's direct to trash.
All right, hold on. We've gotten 2 paintings or 2
Yeah.
pictures drawn of the show from
Yeah,
listeners.
but we're not Josh Allen.
I understand.
And
I
we never will be.
But I speak for yourself. I still think.
I mean, that's cool to us.
I
Right.
still think no matter.
Josh probably has 20 of them sitting in his basement.
Probably got 5,000
Yeah.
of them. But no, I mean, the point that somebody took that time to do that for you, no matter how famous you are, I think still means something.
Yes.
All right, so let's say you handmade a quilt, like you stitched something.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that,
Nobody needs anything for their wedding.
especially him.
Okay.
It makes you look sad.
I knew you were going to have this take because you're just a dick. Kimmy,
Yeah.
I am ashamed of you.
She's a
Why?
realist.
I am ashamed of you.
Because I know that the person who does this does expect something,
Yeah.
acknowledgement or something in return, and I just think you're just wasting your time.
252 WCMF with reports, rumors, according to Deion Dawkins, and pretty much everybody now, it's been confirmed, that Josh Allen is getting married tomorrow. There are Bills fans all over social media that are trying to find an address where they can send him a wedding gift. And here come Kimmy and Tommy, the Rain Brigade. Oh, don't do it. Oh, is that joy you have? You want to show your love to someone who means a lot to you? Don't.
You know what his biggest gift he's going to get?
What?
Monogram golf balls.
You don't think he already has monogram
Yeah.
golf?
He has everything.
Okay.
But they're going to go
Oh, I
again
get what you're saying.
with his monogram
Yeah.
on it and send it to him because he loves to
Yeah.
play golf.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah. So now he'll never have to buy a golf ball again for the rest of his
Never.
life. Okay, that seems pretty nice. God, you're so-
By the way,
you know-
that might be the best gift to give him because he'll actually use them.
You know it's going to get complicated? the people that maybe thought, like the fringe people that maybe thought they were going to get an invite that didn't, those people are going to send gifts like, hey, thanks a lot.
No, to your point, I mean, Josh, I'm sure, and with his fiance
So
also
they
being an
probably
actress.
know bajillion people.
1,000
Work
people.
with
yeah.
a ton of people.
You got it. Like this weekend is going to be a reality check for a lot of folks that thought they were in the circle.
In the circle.
Yeah.
You're not, right.
And like, here's the thing.
They got that. They went and bought a special bottle of wine.
Well, but like, had Deion Dawkins not blown this
Yeah.
date, if it does happen tomorrow, they would have like found out after the fact.
Oh, right.
Like it would have been like Josh and Haley Steinfeld secretly married in
Right.
L.A.
And they would have beat
been
all
like,
this.
Oh. Like, how do you handle that after that's over with that person that's a little bit bothered? If you're Josh Allen or Haley Steinfeld, then there is
You
a
didn't make the
limit,
cut.
right? Well, no, but you can't say that to somebody.
But you didn't. We only had so much.
That what you're going to look at him like that?
Yeah,
You
you-
know, you're too much of a coward.
And
to
we
say
know
that.
you didn't have enough money to fly out and do it, right? You just had to fly out wherever they're at.
No, I'm sure there are rich people too that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you know,
didn't
people
make
in
the cut,
business.
sure.
Like, it's so funny you talk like this. If this had happened with your wedding, you wouldn't say that. You would blame it on your wife.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, a coward. Yeah, she don't like it. He's going to get so many bottles of cheap wine and champagne.
Oh my God. Oh my.
and they're going to get
God.
it personalized. They get those personalized labels you can buy.
Yeah, but you don't open those. They're supposed to be like for you, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't need any of this
Okay.
crap.
You don't. Again,
It's
nope.
a junk wine.
It's a
There's
junk
some.
wine.
There is some assistant.
Oh, yeah.
On either Josh's side or Haley's side, that's going to benefit from all this junk wine.
Oh,
you
Oh, yeah.
speak
The
of.
candy
Yeah.
and the cookies and all the crap, those gift platters.
No, I'll tell you whose life is going to suck this week and next week.
Harry and David peaches. And floral arrangements will be sent.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you whose life is going to suck this week.
Who's that?
What was the name of that guy who Josh called out in the mailroom?
Ooh,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
remember
yeah,
his
yeah.
name.
So
Yeah.
the easiest way, or really the only address you have to reach these Bills players, right,
Yeah.
is
One Bills Drive.
So like I cannot
Yep. Oh, he's
imagine.
going to have to sort through a lot of mail.
And maybe he gets all of it.
Oh,
Maybe they're like,
maybe.
here you go, take that. What the hell was that guy's name? Rick, Slick Rick from the mailroom.
Yep.
Slick Rick.
that's it.
Slick Rick from the mailroom is about to get a whole bunch of junk wine, according to
hey,
Tommy.
good chocolate.
Don't drink it with your new car, buddy.
Yeah.
All right? All right, so let's take a break. Congratulations, because I know they'll hear this,
Oh, sure.
to the happy couple, Josh Allen and why am I blanking?
Haley
Haley-
Steinfeld.
Thank you. I remembered Slick Rick, and now I lost Haley Steinfeld. I only have room for one person in Josh's orbit outside of Josh in my brain. There's a lot of people flying to that wedding,
Oh, yeah.
right? And you see a lot of weird things in airports these days, Tommy.
Oh, sure.
Folks, everything from working out to eating the most food you've ever seen ever laid out on their lap, sitting in a seat waiting for a flight. But, Kimmy, you saw something you never thought you'd see and you'd never seen
Yeah,
before.
I guess I didn't notice that this was an option before. I didn't think it was. I thought it was something that sat on the shelf for a really long time.
How lax are we getting in disguise?
Oh, it ain't about lax, or it's not about disguise. At least I hope it's not disguise, because, well, Kimmy, they wouldn't sell them. They wouldn't have
No, you're
available if they
right.
didn't sell them.
Yeah.
And going even further,
Yeah.
Kimmy, what you saw
Yeah.
is pretty obvious. And if you're looking to accomplish this not so great thing, it might be genius. And we'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. Kimmy might have seen something.
What happened?
Something dirty. Something inappropriate.
Damn.
Something a man did here intentionally to keep from getting caught. Because, Tommy, there are some things that people do that scream they're cheating.
Yeah.
This has to be one of them. But it's not the only one.
Ooh.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. Just after 8:30ish this morning, we've seen a lot of stories with some unconventional weapons.
Yeah. We got a new one?
I have some accusations coming out of Batavia, and I promise you, it will be the most horrifying, unconventional weapon you have ever heard of.
Horrifying.
Like, bro, you think you know.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Damn.
We'll get to it just after 8:30 here in the break room on CMF. So, Kimmy, over the weekend, you were in New York City.
Sure was.
Ooh.
Rooftop party, Kimmy. No, I'm not letting it go.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so on the way home, we waited at the airport for our flight, and I noticed somebody buy something at the airport that I guess I didn't even realize they sold at the airport until I saw this man purchase.
What did you see, Kimmy?
So there's a guy, I would put him at maybe late 40s, early 50s, around that age. Khaki pants, braided belt, tucked in button-up shirt, like that kind of
Standard.
look. Browsing the convenience store there, and he reaches for this tiny little pack of something on the wall, and I'm like, "What? What's that?" And I look up there, and it is a little pack of Trojan condoms.
Damn.
And it was in that moment.
Trojan man.
Thank you.
It was in that moment that I thought, I've never seen that type of purchase at an airport.
I didn't know they
before.
sold them.
Condoms
I didn't
at an
either.
airport. Okay.
Until this man bought them. And I think I was more upset at the fact that he overpaid for them than anything
you
else.
did.
Because that tiny little pack of, I don't know how many were in there, maybe 5, was like $20.
I bet you it was 3.
It could have
Yeah.
been 3. Yeah.
It's usually
Right,
3
yeah.
of those
Yeah,
little packs.
Hey, what are you paying per pump?
And I was thinking, like, where are you going where you couldn't buy that when you got there?
Yeah, no kidding. Like, what are you expecting when you get off that plane, man?
Sex?
Like, why do you need them
right on
now?
the tarmac.
It could have been drug smuggling. You need someone to put the.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
All right.
I'm
Okay, now
joking.
we're getting somewhere.
No, it is obvious, Kimmy, what you are seeing there, and I can't
Yeah.
believe you're so astonished by what you witnessed.
I think it was just like, when I think of buying something in an airport, it's something that I'm going to use right now.
Right.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm not going to spend that money. I'm not going to spend $7 on Cheez-Its.
Okay, do you hear yourself right now? And we both know you're going to spend $7 on Cheez-Its.
Yeah, but I wouldn't if I wasn't at that. Like, if I had time to go buy that thing somewhere else, I would.
Because all that stuff is an impulse buy.
Yeah.
All it is.
Unless you
What?
have a plan.
All right, what would be his plan?
Look, there is a very.
Because he's making a connecting flight somewhere.
Yes, he was in LaGuardia. Is that where you were?
JFK.
JFK. Okay.
Right.
There was a very simple explanation for what Kimmy saw. He's cheating.
Okay, when?
He is
Yeah.
getting on that plane with.
When is he cheating?
He is
It was
getting
just
on.
a weird time
Okay.
to buy them.
Yes.
I think that's what it was for
Yeah.
me.
Walk through this with me,
All right.
everyone. All right? He is going somewhere where people know him
Yeah.
or leaving somewhere where people know him. Where he is a place where no one knows him.
Okay.
So there's no chance that if he is a married man or in a relationship, he's getting busted buying those condoms. He also doesn't have to go out of his way to get said condoms. Because let's say he's going to a major city. Kim.
Yeah.
He's going from wherever he was to
Sure.
Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a rental car or any idea of how that city he's at is laid out, when he lands, he doesn't have to mess around and go find a convenience store to go get
right,
rubbers.
all right.
He's
Guess.
got his rubbers, and he's ready to go. This is number one. No other explanation.
Cheating boy.
Yeah, this man is getting off a plane to go have sex
If
with
you
someone.
saw this guy, though, I mean, I know, like, anybody can cheat, but he just didn't scream like a guy that had any game.
Okay.
Those
had
are the
a-
guys that cheat.
He had a braided belt on.
Understood, but guys with braided belts
You're
often
right,
have
I
more
know,
money
you're
than other
right,
guys.
you're right.
I could show you my buddies that cheated. You would never think that
All right.
those howdy-doody looking guys cheated.
Fair enough.
He was cheating. I mean, how did that not cross your mind when you saw this?
It wasn't my first thought. Like I said, my first
Right.
thought in this whole situation was, A, didn't know the airport sold condoms.
I did
Okay.
not know that.
All right.
B, who pays $20+ for 5 condoms?
That also tells him he's got money, and that's where the situation
Yeah.
of the cheating
Maybe.
is. I mean, if you
Yeah.
can just throw away $20
Yeah.
on 3 or 5 condoms, you're not really worried about it. Alicia has a different theory before we
Okay.
get into this discussion. She says on Instagram, Duffy on WCMF. Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us. It's not for his destination. It's when he's in the air. He's boinking one or more of the stewardesses and maybe the pilots. Okay, Alicia.
Watching a lot of porn, are you, Alicia?
And how do you get to those pilots through that super locked door?
It's also possible he was there with somebody. I only saw this man in the convenience store.
Okay. So he was going to have sex with someone in the air.
It's possible.
That would be an intimate thing. Yet,
Mile High Club.
Yet, sex with someone that he didn't trust enough where he had to use a rubber.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
Also a good point.
Okay. Let me ask you this question.
Right.
As we move away from why someone would be buying condoms in an airport, and it may take all of the knowledge of the entire break room detective agency. Think of a stranger you see out. You do not know this person.
Yeah.
You know they're cheating if they what? The only explanation for the behavior they are doing is that they are looking to fool around or that they have or they are ready. It's already locked in and this is going to be happening. Oh, Kimmy lit up. She's got
Well, I was just thinking, and I've seen like videos, people taking videos of people doing this. The second, if somebody's sitting or with their significant other and they get up from the table or their seat or whatever, and then that other person immediately picks up their phone to check it.
Oh.
I find that always a little bit suspicious.
I do that all the time.
Really?
I don't want to be rude like when my wife is sitting across from me and like answer.
I don't know why, but like you like wait for them to like leave the room and then you pick up your phone.
Oh, I don't wait for them to like be away. I'll just as soon as they start to get up.
That's what I mean. Like they kind of wait until they're out of sight to check the phone.
Okay, you're telling me the second that their partner's out of the room, if they reach for their phone, that means they're cheating. Do you agree?
It does.
I mean,
look
it could be a
suspicious
tell.
to me.
That wouldn't dawn on me, but no, it will.
All right, I got one.
All right, what do you got?
You ready? I know you're going to be with me on this
All
one.
right.
Well dressed at a hotel bar.
Oh, yeah.
Screams cheater. Hair's done, clothes are put together. You don't have to look good to go grab a drink downstairs at the hotel bar.
No, you can be in a robe.
Exactly. Even if you're coming from a place, let's say you're like a business person that has to dress up for like, a meeting or whatever. Most of those people go and change into something more comfortable and then come down to the bar. If they look good at a hotel bar, they are on the prowl for some side action, son.
Yeah, you're trolling around.
Fair statement?
Yeah.
Also, going past that, a man who is wearing lots of jewelry.
Flashy.
Well, I'm talking necklace, watch, ring.
Really?
Well, all guys that wear necklaces, I assume, are cheaters. I just do.
Oh, guys.
If you're blinged out around the neck, you a cheating mofo.
Wait, are we talking just like standard
know.
necklaces?
I'm talking blinged out around the neck. You know who you are. You got
I know
thick
a lot
rope
of guys
around
that
your
wear
neck.
crosses.
Yeah, that doesn't go. Cross? You would not cheat wearing a cross.
Oh no, none of
I'm
those.
just
Doesn't
saying like it's a
work.
common piece of jewelry.
The
for
guys
men.
that bless the damn things cheat.
How about that? How you like that, huh? We'll put the whole damn system on trial. Wait, you think any man wearing any kind of necklace, puka shell?
Oh yeah, you're a trolling douche, man.
I don't know who you're finding with those.
Kimmy, do you have
skanks?
Did your husband wear a necklace?
I don't think so. He's not a jewelry guy.
All right, well, that's good.
If you have on, by the way, also
He wears a watch sometimes.
as a man,
Yeah.
if you have on multiple rings,
Yeah, I think that's a fair. I'd agree with that.
that's too much, man.
Yeah,
What
more
do you
than
want to?
Yeah, more than one ring, you're definitely cheating.
Yeah.
Is that? Would you not agree with that?
I've never thought of it that way.
And cologne.
No,
Man,
every
if you,
guy wears
no.
cologne.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
got-
saying cologne. I mean, you're wearing cologne. Like I can smell it 4 stools over.
I just think
when-
that's like being an old guy.
You're
Well,
just
no.
naming Italians now.
Yeah,
Now you're just describing Italian
once
men.
you guys start
Who
to
do you
lose
think
your
invented
sense of
cheating?
smell a little bit.
You don't think the first guys that stepped out on their old ladies were my people?
No, I don't think so.
We're always dressed for action.
There's stories.
We're always wearing, press pants, pointy shoes.
You were
We're
describing
ready to
yourself.
go. Yes. I'm out of the game.
Oh no! I made a terrible mistake.
I'm out of the game. But if I smell a guy who's wearing too much cologne,
Okay.
the only reason the guy puts on too much cologne is because he thinks it's going to attract some birds.
Or he's self-conscious about how
Yeah.
he smells.
Nah, yes.
I just think some guys like don't have a sense for putting on too much cologne.
I understand that.
You go nose deaf.
Yeah.
When you wear a heavy cologne for a long time, you have to keep putting
Yeah.
more on.
But you're dressed.
Okay.
You're at the bar. You reek of Paco Rabanne or Polo.
252 WCMF 252-9263. Kimmy was flummoxed. Could not figure out why she saw a man buying condoms
Unexpected.
in an airport convenience store.
Yeah.
It's obvious that he's cheating. And there are some things that the only explanation is that they're cheating. 252 WCMF. What is it? We started with dressed well at a hotel bar. Tommy got any man that wears a necklace. We've already gotten to that point.
So there's a move, too, that a cheating mofo will do at a bar.
What's that?
Okay? And it's how he stands at the bar. Now, a drinker will just sit hunched over his drink.
They look like they don't want to talk to anybody.
They're there to drink.
Yeah.
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 Or they're just kind of there. If the dude is he's got a stool to sit on.
Yeah.
He's not.
Okay.
He's standing up.
Yeah.
And his back is to the bar, and he's looking out at the room with a drink in hand. That's a troller.
You're an
You're
idiot.
describing everybody who wants my husband's attention. Hey, are you a cop or firefighter, sir?
But that
Thank you for
guy,
your service.
that guy is looking for action. He's got a drink in hand.
No.
Back to the bar.
No.
Looking.
No.
He's a total lighthouse.
What if he's just a people watcher?
Yeah, he's looking for people.
I think those guys
people
are
with
just
coochies.
See, I
he's
see-
a coochie watching mofo.
I see some of those guys as just kind of lonely and want to talk to somebody.
All cheaters are lonely.
I guess, but do you think that's what the first thing they're looking for? Or are they just looking for any type of human interaction?
By the way, I kind of do. I don't even think it's a human interaction. I kind of do what you're describing.
What?
See, you're little.
Stand up and look around.
So, like, when I'm in a bar, and not so much look around. If I'm in a bar, I will normally be standing unless the bar is
Turn your
completely
back
empty.
around from the bar.
But no, I'll stand sideways.
And you're,
I'll stand sideways and get a hip lean in.
oh, no. Back is to the bar.
But, like, there are times where I'm looking like this. Did that make me a cheater?
You're looking bad, bro.
Here's what you don't understand, because you're a tiny. You're
Well,
tiny.
go ahead.
No, I mean, it's fine. You're a tiny
Yeah,
person.
but
You
go
don't
ahead,
get it.
make fun of my physique
No,
all
I'm
you
trying
want.
to explain because we've talked
I'm
about
a good Christian drinker.
We've talked about this on the show before. You love to eat dinner at the bar.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, I
But I'm
can't-
with my wife.
Me, Kimmy's husband, other normal-sized men can't do
Well,
that.
because you eat like animals.
No,
you
because-
got elbows.
if it's too tight, he's out.
Thank you. Broad shoulders, wide-legged. I'm bumping into people. So when I'm in a crowded bar by myself, I have to stand up and turn sideways.
And you looking bad.
No, it doesn't mean anything.
It does. Why you getting so
I
upset?
just
thought
no,
about
because
it
you're
that
saying
way.
stupid stuff. Oh, if he wears necklaces, if he stands back to the bar.
Oh, yeah.
If he wears cologne.
Too much.
I was with you on more than one ring. We can agree there. You know what's funny is we have this discussion. The better people to ask about what a man looks like in the process of cheating are women, because they're the ones that get proposition.
Sure. Yeah, they see a type. They see a pattern.
Women also feel like they have this intuition that tells them when a guy is ready to cheat. Do you believe women have that
Like
actual?
Oh, yeah.
somebody that they're with or somebody that they observe?
All of them.
Oh.
Wait, you believe women have that sixth sense?
Yeah, because they get hit on all the time. If
No,
you-
I'm not even talking about getting hit on.
But
I'm
he's
talking
saying like
about
somebody that's specifically cheating.
like I talk to him and you know what, that guy's a cheater. I know.
No, that guy. No, you're right. No, they have no clue. Because they think everybody's a piece of crap.
Do you think women have that sixth sense? Kimmy?
I think that women, if they're with somebody, may feel like something's off. I don't know if I would know right away that somebody talking to me is a cheater.
So you don't feel like you have that sixth?
I think it would take a little time to figure that out,
Okay.
unless like they're super obvious about it.
252 WCMF 252-9263. As we're talking about like obvious tells that someone's cheating, Kimmy watching a guy buying condoms in the airport convenience store. Do women have tells that they're on the prowl, ready to mess around? Because we've been talking about men this whole time, not even on purpose.
Yeah, they're just there.
Well, but here's wow. Yeah.
That's all they got to do.
No, I'm saying not that they are going. They want to cheat. Like this is going to happen.
Okay.
Women don't buy condoms, so that wouldn't be a tell.
No.
Traditionally, women aren't covering drinks or dinners, so like throwing money around wouldn't be a tell.
No.
It's also nothing to see a woman traveling dressed well, no matter where she
But what
is.
if she's overdressed?
What's overdressed?
A little too slutty. A little too much. What? You can't say slutty?
No, it's what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think this is.
No,
I'm saying let's
the
say
person
she's
you're
looking.
describing is so obvious.
No,
You know what I
but
mean?
here's the thing. No, he's not, because he's talking about like a skirt an inch above the knee.
No, I'm
Your
not.
dead grandmother can see it from heaven, you whore. What is wrong with
No,
you?
but I think you're showing a little too much, and you're by yourself. A woman at a bar, a little too sexy looking.
Yeah, but that might not mean she's cheating. That could mean she's single.
All right. Well,
Like I'm single and I want to meet somebody.
okay. All right, but I mean, what else would there be then?
Okay.
Because if she was, I would argue the opposite. Because if she's stepping out of her home dressed like that, that's going to be a red flag to whoever she's with.
No, I'm thinking like she's on vacation, she's out of town on business.
Well, that's
something
kinda
like
what I
that.
was thinking,
Yeah,
like
I mean
a
that's a
hotel
scenario
bar.
we're
Right.
creating here, right? And all of a sudden
Yeah.
she's down there.
I guess.
She's got the 6-inch heels on and the hair's jacked up to Jesus.
all right, here's what's funny.
Boobies out.
We as men have a bad habit of thinking every woman wants us.
Yeah.
But we in this room cannot identify a single thing that would indicate a married woman would be interested in us.
I would think maybe women just aren't as obvious about it.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I can't think of a single tell. Well, I mean, we can't even really, as men, tell what flirting is. A woman being nice to a guy is often misconstrued as, oh, she wants it. She wants it.
I also don't know. I wonder how many women are looking to cheat with a stranger.
You think more women are cheating with people that they're...
People that a relationship that
They're comfortable
develops
with?
over time.
Well, yeah, I mean, it would be dangerous to go back
Yeah.
to somebody's room.
Right.
Why?
Or
What could possibly happen?
That's a good point. That's a really good point, Kimmy.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
All right.
This is the scariest unconventional weapon we've ever talked about.
Wow.
Legitimately. Because, like, you'd have to put this together.
Oh, you got to assemble it?
Yeah, you got it, yeah.
Sub-assembly required
And there is...
for a horrific weapon?
And there's no other way to use this other than a horrific weapon.
Oh.
Unless there is something we don't know.
Oh.
We'll tell you what police say was found in a man's car. Or no, excuse me, we don't even know where it was found.
All right.
In Batavia.
Ooh.
Next here in the break room. Let's see that. Someone explain this.
What's that?
Why a person would even consider carrying this item out of their house. Because you'd have to combine these two things that do not go together to make this very scary thing. And you couldn't play it off like you weren't going to mean to use it at some point. And you'd only have it if you felt you may need it. So what the hell could this man allegedly have going on in his life where he felt that allegedly carrying this would be a good idea?
So he got busted just carrying it.
And you'll understand why that's a red flag.
Yeah.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF will jump right into it. The story comes to us from Batavia. It's another one of our famous break room one-line stories. Are you ready?
Yep.
Quote, a 37-year-old man has been charged with third-degree criminal possession of a weapon after police say he had a club with barbed wire wrapped around it.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
That's the only reaction you have to that.
That's all right.
It's like cartoon-like.
Yeah.
Like, that's a Ninja Turtles villain weapon.
Yes.
Or like, the 1920s gang fights.
Yeah. By the way, those are all the details we have. If the allegations are true, we don't know if he had it in his car. We don't know if he was, like, walking down the street with it. We don't know where he was going.
So it's illegal to have that, just to have it.
A club wrapped in barbed wire?
You could just get in trouble for that.
That's what it seems like.
Okay.
Third-degree criminal possession of a weapon. Police say a man in his late 30s had a club wrapped in barbed wire. Question.
Yeah.
And the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. What the hell is that for?
Just to lay one up somebody's head.
Did he
scare people?
Did he have zombies to kill later?
Right. It's like he's in his own video game.
Okay. Could there be any reasonable explanation why a man in his late 30s, if the allegations are true, would have a club wrapped in barbed wire?
Yeah, if you're not heading down to the Union Hall in the 1930s.
And that's not even a reasonable explanation.
Right, but that's the only time I think you would see one, right?
Okay. Like, we've seen a lot of unconventional weapons in stories on this show. But this one stands out for a couple reasons. One, if it's being used as a weapon, it has to be prepared.
Yeah, you had to wrap it.
Exactly. For example, if someone uses a plate, toaster, bowl of soup as an unconventional weapon, which we've seen in the past, throwing those, it's bad, right? But it's a weapon of passion.
Yeah, it's an impulse.
Yes, closest thing you had, chucked it in a fit of anger. If these allegations are true, there was a moment where this man was like nodding his head, wrapping the barbed wire around the club.
Yeah, you're working in your garage.
Yeah. And at no point while wrapping the club in barbed wire was he like, I don't really need this, do I?
Yeah, because you think the club alone would do all the work for you.
Yeah, it's still pretty scary.
Yeah.
Two, other issue with this, what makes it scary, it's one you can't plan to stop. And I know this sounds arrogant.
Like, how do you defend against the razor wire bat?
Yeah. Like, if someone chucks a plate, toaster, bowl of soup at you, if you're quick enough, you can get out of the way.
Yeah.
What can you do to neutralize a club wrapped in barbed wire?
You would need a bigger weapon.
Okay.
So if you're just walking down the street, there's nothing you can do.
So nothing?
Nothing if you're not prepared.
Like it's run. You can't block it because it's gonna cut up your arms and hands.
Yeah.
Right? God, could you imagine the pain?
No.
Of being clubbed with barbed wire?
Yeah, because you're just gonna get slashed and bashed at the same time.
Smashed into the old smash and bash?
Yeah, slash and bash.
Oh, the old slash it and a bash?
Yeah.
Bash it and a slashing. You can make the argument.
Yeah. It's pretty old school.
Short of a grenade.
Or a mace going swinging around.
Yes.
Like those spear pointy looking things.
But even that, I would think like that man's on his way to a Renaissance festival.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Why?
He's pissed off at somebody, man.
252-WCMF, 252-9263. A man was in Batavia, was arrested after police say he had a club wrapped in barbed wire. We're getting a lot of messages on Instagram. Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us, saying that, like, for example, Pam is one of them that writes, the bat from The Walking Dead was wrapped in barbed wire. The bat was called Lucille. Okay, that's a show about killing zombies.
Yes.
I haven't been to Batavia in a while. I don't know what the zombie situation's like.
I thought it was down.
Think it's okay?
No, I thought they cleared that up.
Okay. Michael writes us on Instagram. Obviously, he is the top heel in the Batavia Professional Wrestling Federation. 252-WCMF. Let's talk to Mike. Hey, Mike, how are you, buddy?
Hey, morning, friends. How are you?
Good, man. What's up?
Hey, so I've got one.
You have one of these.
A club wrapped in barbed wire?
Why?
No, it's a baseball bat wrapped in barbed. Well, one year for Halloween, I went as Negan from The Walking Dead.
As we just talked about.
I kind of have a Negan-esque appearance. So I had the leather jacket and the baseball bat, the whole 9 yards, and I won the costume contest we were in, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, because you were scared
take it
of
out
you.
of the house and put it in the back seat of my car.
Okay.
I mean, that's a little extreme.
But,
But, guys of lesser intelligence, such as myself, we enjoy emulating the things we see on TV without hurting people.
No, I mean, let's talk this through. Like, okay, it's a Halloween costume. I get it. Is it a real bat with barbed wire?
It's a real bat with real barbed wire.
You could have probably just bought a prop there, Mike. If you're
like a
doing
rubber one or
yeah,
something.
or
That's a half-assed way. I go
Yeah.
all
He's doing the
way.
real
I'm
thing.
gonna do it right.
Yeah, no, but if I'm going to go as, like, Al Capone, I'm not going to get an actual loaded Tommy gun to carry to the Halloween party.
Well, if you need one, I was Al Capone about 10 years ago, so yeah, I still got one up in the attic somewhere.
He's also got syphilis. Fun fact.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but Mike, here's the thing.
No, I didn't go that far.
All right, but here's the thing. Like, if we even draw the Halloween excuse out here, it's May.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's May.
Yeah, so he's got a problem. Well, he's from Batavia, so, lesser intelligence, Batavia is a little rough.
Man, Mike taking shots at everybody.
Well, you can't.
I
You
used
get
to
that
deliver,
bad to back it up.
used to deliver Amazon packages out Batavia. There's some rough areas in Batavia.
Okay, Mike, thanks for the call, buddy. Only in Batavia. Rough
Yes.
area.
I am a little alarmed at how many phone calls I've taken of people saying, yeah, a lot of people have these.
For protection?
Even if I don't really care the reason, just the fact that a lot of people own them is a little bit alarming.
Razor wire baseball bat.
But let's even talk about protection.
All right.
You said protection. Again, if you're just joining us, 252 WCMF, a 37-year-old man was arrested in Batavia for third-degree criminal possession of a weapon after police say he had a club with barbed wire wrapped around it. And those are all the details we have. We don't know how police found it. We don't know if he was driving, if he was carrying it, whatever. You brought up protection.
Yeah.
If I have a gun, knife, etc., the argument can be made that is my protection.
Yeah.
I don't want to use said gun or knife, but just in case I have it on me. Can you make that argument for a club wrapped in barbed wire?
It's home protection.
Yeah.
Where do you keep it?
Or
guess
car
you could.
protection?
But where do you keep it?
Under the bed.
Well, yeah, make sure you grab the right side.
Yeah.
Ow! Ow!
You don't have kids
Yeah.
or a pet.
I mean, I guess there are guys that keep baseball bats in their
Yeah.
car just in case.
All right.
But this would be the most intense version of that. I'm being serious now as I'm
Yeah.
racking my brain. I can't think of a scarier person that could walk towards you
No.
than a man with a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire.
Yeah.
Because, like, even a guy with a gun, it's not great, but I'm not entirely sure what his intention with that gun is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is a lot messier.
Right? Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you use it.
All right. Tommy,
Yeah.
let's say you knew you had a friend
Yeah.
that made a baseball bat, a club wrapped in barbed wire. Is that enough for you to call the cops?
No, I wouldn't call the cops. I just would not be friends with them anymore.
Let's say it's me.
Mm.
We've known each other how long?
Yeah.
And you come over to the house, I go, check this out, man. I was bored last weekend. And Louisville Slugger wrapped in barbed wire. I'm posing with it like I'm Cal Ripken's brother with
Yeah.
that nasty thing written on
Yeah.
the barrel of the bat.
I wouldn't call the cops because I didn't know that was illegal to have.
Okay.
That's true, too. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't know if you can or can't have one of those.
Yeah.
All right, so Kimmy, let's say you pop into one of your neighbor's garages, stay
Yeah.
high, and over his shoulder,
Ooh.
he is applying barbed wire to a baseball bat. Are you letting that be?
It's alarming, but I don't know what I can do about it in that moment.
Call the cops. You can call the cops.
But I say they don't do anything.
Well, they just arrested this guy.
Well, because he was like heading out maybe, but like if
Can you have one of them in your house?
Well, but again, if it's criminal possession of a weapon, where you possess it doesn't really matter, does it?
I don't
No,
know.
maybe that's not true. That may not be true. I don't know.
yeah, because you could buy swords and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
then
that-
I guess if you went walking down the street, swinging it around.
well, no,
you're-
but it doesn't say in the story this guy was swinging the bat around. He just had it.
So wait, I could buy a sword,
Yeah.
and let's say I got it out.
Okay.
Am I in trouble doing that?
Great question.
Yeah,
Two
maybe
five
you got to keep it in the
Sheath?
sheath.
Sheath.
Sheath. The sword hole. I don't know. Because I couldn't walk around just with a gun out.
No, you
that's
cannot,
that's
no.
against
Or
the law.
like
You
a
cannot.
dagger or something. I would assume that people are going to call the cops on you.
No, but can I? Let's say I have a pocket knife.
Yeah.
Can I walk around with the knife out?
Probably not.
Okay, well, so where does the rule fall on that? Because if I have a Swiss Army knife, that's got a blade on it. Nobody's going to call the cops if I'm walking around with my Swiss Army knife out.
Blade out.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe with the blades out, you're in trouble.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we should know this. I feel like this should be more common knowledge.
I mean, I've never had a problem with this.
Yeah, but you're about to, because I got a club wrapped in barbed wire.
We got friends out in Batavia.
Yeah, we do.
Not anymore. Screw them. Stay out there.
That one guy we know, it does look like his face was hit with a club full of barbed wire.
I hear it's too rough out. There's a lot of rough areas. I'm not going. My car doesn't go that way.
We got more Instagram messages coming in. Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us. Ron writes, this could be a tool used to herd cattle or other animals. Maybe he's a farmer.
Wait a minute. I thought they used prods, not like razor. What are you gonna slice open a cow's ass
I don't-
to get him to go?
I'm reading what Ron wrote.
Bro,
I
that
don't
ain't
know.
no farm tool.
What do you want?
You got one busted ass farmer. That's how you move your herd around.
Well, no, that's where I-
slicing them open.
That's where I get my milk from.
What, pre-cuts?
No, Busted Ass Farms.
Busted ass farm.
You don't get your 2% Busted Ass Farms milk? Look, I'm just reading you what Ron wrote. I don't know if Ron knows what he's talking
Ron's
about.
an idiot.
Do people use razor wire clubs on farms?
For what?
I don't know.
That would be. It's cruel to the animal.
Well, but you also but the
You
cattle
take a
prod.
stick and you electrocute them.
That was thank you.
Yeah.
How is that less cruel? Is it? Are you allowed to walk around with a cattle prod?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay, because it is. It's a farmer's tool.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I guess could you have it in your car? Like, so in case somebody tries to get in your car, you could.
Well, no, because
Zap 'em.
now I'm using it as a weapon. Okay, would you?
But it's not deadly.
Would you? Are you sure, bro? You're electrocuting somebody.
I mean, I thought it was not like death electrocution.
Yeah,
Like,
based on
uncomfortable electrocution.
what? Based on what?
Nothing.
Okay, because like you got to get through the hide of a cow's ass. That
Yeah,
stuff's thick.
but it just gooses them along.
Gooses them along. Have you ever talked to a cow about it?
Not sober, no.
Okay, 252 WCMF.
What?
I'm sorry. You had asked questions about what is legal when it comes to swords.
Yeah.
All right.
And if there's going to be somebody to give you sword information,
All right.
It
this
a
is the name.
It's a man named Talon,
Talon.
which is a biblical name, by the
Okay.
way. Talon is on CMF. Hello, Talon.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good, brother. What's up?
I can answer your question for you. So it is perfectly legal to walk down the street with a sword on your back or on your side as long as it is sheathed and you are not trying to draw the sword or, as the law presents it, menacing.
Okay.
If you are trying to menace someone with that weapon, then it becomes illegal. Just
That's
like
under
if you
the
have a
Dennis the
handgun,
Menace
if
Act.
you have a-
The one where he literally killed Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Will! Oh, God, no!
No, but it's just like if you have a
All right, settle down,
handgun,
guys.
you have a carry and conceal. I mean, if you're walking around the street with a handgun and it's concealed and you have a permit, that's fine. But when you start opening your jacket and you're showing people the gun, saying, "Hey, look what I got."
Sure,
And
yeah, that's-
especially
yeah.
If you put your hand on it, that is considered menacing, and that
Okay.
is a crime.
All right. Now, I mean, Talon, I do want to tell you this. That we've made break room history, first of all.
What's that?
Because you are the first Talon
I think you are, yeah.
we've ever
Oh,
talked to. Also, I have a cousin named Talon,
You
and
do?
I thought that was the only man ever named Talon. I'm proud to have met the second Talon in the history of Earth.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on your show. You guys are legends in the radio industry. You really are.
Did he call the right show?
You're looking for iHeart. Or the Wii Show.
Talon, great to talk to you, buddy. Have a good rest of the day.
First time we've ever been called legends, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of firsts.
Was that a threat? Is he going to turn us
I
into
don't know,
legends by
but it
stabbing
sounds
us
like
with
he
a
may
sword?
have a sword.
Okay, so I remember a second ago, I said I can't think of anything scarier than a man with a baseball bat walking at me wrapped in barbed wire.
Yeah.
I'd like to rescind that
Why?
because I've just figured out I can now think of something scarier. A man with a sword named Talon.
Okay. All right.
He knows the laws, though.
He
we
does.
think. I don't know.
Just because you know the law, Kimmy, don't mean you're going to follow.
That's so true.
All right, let's take a break.
Okay.
A man who has a lot of baseball bats,
Yes, he does.
none of them wrapped in barbed wire.
Don't piss him off.
As far as we know. Maybe he's getting some ideas. Big night tonight at the ballpark. And here's the thing. If you are a sports person
Yeah.
and a movie person,
Yeah.
it is one of those rare things that come together because every time this woman has come to Rochester, she gets rave reviews.
Yeah.
Right? And I think you graduated high school with her.
Well, she's a fine woman.
Our good buddy from the Rochester Red Wings, Dan Mason, joins us. He does it next here in the break room. Let's see him out. It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Come on, man. Not too hot.
Yeah.
We should be avoiding the rain.
Mm-hmm.
What better way to spend that weekend than watching some baseball?
Yes.
And a very unique opportunity to mesh the movie lovers and sports lovers all at the same time, along with the sports history lovers. You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. Joining us before this Red Wings homestand over at Innovative Field, our good friend and handsomest boy on the block, General Manager of the Rochester Red Wings, Dan Mason.
Good morning, guys.
Mace, how's it going, buddy?
Great. It's going to be a great weekend here in Dutchtown.
Look, did you know that?
No.
Were you going to lie to us to look smarter?
No.
You went to Notre Dame. You don't have to lie.
No.
No.
Didn't know about Dutchtown.
Notre Dame degree did nothing for me.
No.
Did nothing. All right, before we get into this weekend, you always bring us food. We appreciate it. What do we have today?
We have the freshest hot dog in all of professional
A hot dog?
baseball.
Different.
You can't get a better hot dog in all of professional baseball than at Innovative Field. Because Weigel's, where they make those, only 3 or 4 blocks away from us.
Yeah.
A Dutchtown treat.
Oh, wait, is Dutch Trout near Dutchtown?
You couldn't say it either.
I said it. I said it like you said it, idiot. Did the chef call in sick this morning? What happened?
No, he was there. He made the hot dogs.
They're delicious. I love a good hot dog. Pat can't get enough.
Did you have to take such a big bite?
Nobody's going to take it away from you.
There's still half left.
Not when his mama gets a hold of it. That's what she says. Ate the whole thing. Down it goes. Not even Saturday night.
Fireworks tonight.
Thank you. What do you got going on tonight in the ballpark?
Tonight.
Yeah, big promotion. Huh?
Big night.
What do
Big
you got?
night. Maybelle Blair, 98 years young.
That's insane, man.
Right?
And she still travels and stuff?
Yeah.
Still travels.
I know.
She flew here. She flew to Buffalo, and then we picked her up and drove her in last night.
An interesting connection in the break room. Tommy used to babysit her. Oh, it didn't hurt. Don't feel so good inside you now, does it? Maybelle Blair. I'm sorry.
So
That hot
Maybelle
dog kicking in?
If you've seen the movie A League of Their Own,
Yeah.
about the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, there's the Madonna character in that movie, All the Way May.
Yep.
And it's based on Maybelle Blair, who will be here at Innovative Field tonight for our Women in Sports Night.
Okay. So first of all, I've heard nothing but amazing things because you've had her here before.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. She's really good friends with Naomi and she's amazing lady.
And like a firecracker too. Like,
oh my God.
So she's speaking tonight before the game?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a softball clinic tonight from 5 to 5:45.
Well, she ain't giving a clinic.
No, she's not giving the clinic. No.
You didn't say.
I know.
Was giving the clinic.
You really jumped on that.
Well, when you say that, it sounded like she was going to be.
No, he was explaining what the schedule is.
All
You
right.
stupid.
So gates open at 5 for
Yeah.
our 6:45 game. First 1,000 fans get a free softball.
Oh, sweet.
All right. Softball clinic on the field from 5 to 5:45. Maybelle will speak to the softball clinic participants after that, and then she'll do an interview for the rest of the crowd right around 6:15, 6:20.
And you said she's like everyone I've heard that has seen this woman. She's a firecracker. Hilarious.
Amazing energy for somebody. I hope I have her energy if I make
You
it
don't
to 60.
know.
I know. That's what I'm
Jesus Christ,
saying.
I'm falling asleep.
I hope I make it to 60. But she's amazing. And then she'll be signing autographs, so you'll get a chance to meet Maybelle tonight.
Can I ask a question? And I don't mean for this to sound the way it's about to sound. But why are you laughing?
No, listen.
No,
enjoy
look,
your,
okay.
Enjoy your program.
I mean, you brought up the movie A League of Their Own.
Right.
But she met Madonna.
Did she meet
Yeah,
Madonna?
but she
sure
probably
she's
worked
met
with
her.
Madonna.
Probably.
Yeah, I think at the
Yeah.
premiere she met her.
Okay, so it's one of the greatest movies in the history of
Yeah,
movies.
it's great.
Like, it's fantastic. And if you've seen A League of Their Own, Madonna's character is the troublemaker.
Yeah.
They paint her as like
She's from the city. She's a little fast.
fast. She plays fast and loose with
She
everything.
plays like a Madonna role.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All the way May.
Yeah, you got it. Like, is that something she talks about? Was she like, did it bother her, the portrayal of her in the movie?
No, I think she has embraced it.
Okay. Because, like, I mean, at that time, you didn't see women acting like that.
A little loose in the knickers, as they used to say.
I mean, you were around. You would know.
Yeah, your mother was quite loose in the knickers.
Well, for God's sakes, man. Like, does she take questions, or is it all prepared stuff?
Oh, yeah. She'll take Q&A, and then she'll sign autographs once the game starts. And then we have fireworks after the game tonight,
Okay.
believe it or not. And then we're going to play the movie, A League of Their Own. So
Oh, wait.
you can watch the movie right after the fireworks tonight.
So
on the
I
video.
can hang out all night and watch a movie in the ballpark?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
But it's not like a sleepover thing.
Not a sleepover, but right after the fireworks end, we're going to start the movie.
Well, will you kick me out if I like curl up on the field?
No, I mean it's
No,
something.
they're just,
I'm going to go home, and if you stay, then you're going to stay.
They'll turn on the mowers.
Watch out for the sprinklers.
So, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What a night.
Yeah.
All right, so tonight you got that fantastic event. What's going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, game time 6:45. It's our Cocos Locos Day Rochester, first one of the year.
Okay.
And we're giving away Hawaiian shirts tomorrow night to the first 1,000 fans.
But you're giving out 1,000 Hawaiian
Yeah.
shirts?
Yeah, which covers everyone in Pittsford, all the dads in Pittsford.
And then fireworks after the game. And then a big party featuring DJ Lobo from New York City.
Okay, I'm glad
spinning all your favorite Latin tunes.
I'm glad you brought that up because I had a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Well, because I saw the promo, right? Like the thing you put out on social media, very exciting. Cocos Locos. And DJ Lobo, I thought because it's LBO, I thought it was DJ Elbow.
No, it's DJ LOBO.
We had a whole discussion off mic yesterday as to why a guy would call himself DJ Elbow. Like what? Did he spin discs with his elbow? It says L-BO. I think it's fair to think it would have been DJ Elbow.
Okay, it's DJ Lobo.
Okay, I'm just asking a question.
And he'll be spinning all your favorite Latin tunes, reggaeton and stuff like that.
What, you doing reggaeton?
We'll also have...
Did you call it
reggaeton?
Reggaeton?
Reggaeton.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
All right. Did they have to explain to you what reggaeton was?
No, I know. I'm down with reggaeton.
You're down with reggaeton.
Yeah.
Mace, you're down with
Believe
reggaeton.
it.
Who's your favorite reggaeton artist?
DJ Lobo.
What else we got going on this weekend?
And then Sunday, Catholic Schools Day, and run the bases. Kids can run the bases after the ball game on Sunday. Game time 105.
Will there be special Catholic school uniforms this year?
Yes, there will.
Okay.
Retro 1980s, early 80s Red Wings jerseys.
See, because I own one of the first. They auction the jerseys off. Are you doing that this year or no? You're holding on?
We are.
Okay.
And with the money we raise, we'll go towards Catholic schools.
Look, I mean, I love going to the Wings games because it's fun, but you also know I'm a jersey nerd.
Yeah.
So, like, when they have jersey auctions, I'll go. And I got one of the original Catholic school Red Wings jerseys, and it's like plaid. Looks like a Catholic school skirt. Pretty sweet.
It is pretty sweet.
I wasn't getting the connection between Catholic school and baseball.
Well, no. What do you mean? They play baseball at Catholic school.
Well,
Mace, a proud Catholic school graduate,
I
both
understand,
high school
I
and
understand.
college. And I'm assuming elementary. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, barely graduated.
You made it.
All right, Mace, now that you bring up the throwback jerseys on Sunday, I do want to talk to you about something that we've seen on social media. Dan Mason, general manager of the Rochester Red Wings, joining us, Wings in Town this weekend at Innovative Field. So as far as mascots go, we have Spikes, we have Mitzi,
Yeah.
and then what is the name of the garbage can?
Mac.
Who is the plate. He's the garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
He comes out on Thursday nights, looks nothing like Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
You know, because he clearly has yellow fur.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you also have the gorilla, that the
rally gorilla.
He
Yeah.
runs around. But there has been a push now from millennial to early Gen Xers, late Gen Xers, excuse me. They want the mascot from their past, their youth, to make one more appearance.
Who's that?
That would be Wildfang.
Wildfang.
There's been a big push from
Yes.
Rochester baseball local folks that
I've
they would
not
like.
seen this.
Do you remember Wildfang?
No.
He was a bat.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was a little bat. He was like 5'5". Big old head. He looked like you, except in bat form. Big old head, wings, wore a Rings jersey, like red shorts.
All right.
Yes. And he was kind of a mix between a rabbit, a squirrel, and a bat. He had like a saber tooth.
Yep.
And you're right. Huge head, big ears.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm going to say, be patient, fans.
Oh!
Oh, boy.
Be patient.
How patient do I have to be? Like, do I have to be like 5 years patient?
No, sometime in June.
Okay, well, now you really narrowed it down. You had the air of mystery, and you lost it.
To just be on the lookout for
What does it
something.
do? Just run around?
Well, yeah, it's a mascot. What do you mean?
I don't
They
know
all
what
have
it
their own,
does.
like personalities.
I know you got like the dog that does the bat.
You got the dog that does the bat.
That's enough for
That's
me.
a real dog. by
Bruce
the
the
way.
Bat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a man in a costume. That's a
not
dog.
a
I
man.
know.
It's a
I know.
breathing animal,
Yes.
human dog. Okay, I'm going to ask another question because, like, if there's kids listening, obviously the mascots, they are actual things.
Yes.
But let's say that wasn't the case. Would someone have to go out and get a new outfit, or would that thing have been sitting in storage since 1992?
Not 92, because we moved to Innovative Field in
No.
1990.
No.
You want the real thing,
No, well, here's the
don't
thing. Have you seen what some of those things look like when they're left
you?
unattended to?
The last time he
It's
was
spruced
here
up.
for Spikes' 21st birthday, he made an appearance.
Oh, when Spikes did that beer bong.
And, he went back to Florida.
Okay.
And but I heard he's coming back.
Okay.
I heard he may make an appearance later on this season.
All right, so you heard that, millennial Gen Xer Red Wings fans.
Yeah.
The horrifying mascot from your childhood making another appearance.
Nothing scars you more.
At Innovative Field. Okay, so tonight.
Tonight we got fireworks, Maybell Blair. We're going to be pregame softball clinic and softball giveaway. And after the ball game, you can watch A League of Their Own on the video boards right after the fireworks. Tomorrow night, Hawaiian shirt giveaway, Cocos Locos party after the ball game, Latin food, Latin drinks.
Oh, Latin food at the ballpark. Oh.
Pernil.
I don't know what that is.
It's slow roasted. When I say slow roasted, very slow roasted pork.
That would have been
delicious.
That would have been delicious today.
Rice and beans.
Oh my God!
Wait,
Rice and beans.
Like I'm just thinking, if I was
still
so
roasting,
slow
Pat.
that it's. Thank you, Kimmy. It's roasting as we speak.
If I was the general manager
just
of a
be
baseball
quiet.
team trying to promote my big weekend with special food, maybe I would have brought in a Zweigel's Red Hot.
There's nothing better than a Zweigel's
I agree.
red or
It's
white
delicious.
hot
Oh, yeah.
ballpark.
Yeah, okay, but you were saying.
Be on the lookout for another food special this weekend, though.
Oh.
It might drop. We're still perfecting it. Chef Keith's still perfecting it.
Okay, can you give us a hint?
The Philly Bowl.
Okay, again, that's not a hint. You are really bad at like
No.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think's in it?
Cheese and
steak,
beans.
rice, beans.
Wait, rice.
No.
Oh, what's in it?
Okay.
But it's in a bowl.
You sure you want me to tell you?
Oh,
Or
you
do you
like
want to
it?
just
No, well, now you gotta tell us.
assume what it is?
Now you gotta tell
So
us.
it's a
a-
Philly cheesesteak sandwich in a bowl.
Well, it's a bowl with French fries
Okay.
and then cheesesteak with peppers and onions and cheese.
Okay.
No roll. Just the
All right, so
just
everything
the
sits on top of it.
cheesesteak
On top
on
of
a
the French
bed of
fry.
fries.
Okay, yeah, but
Did
if
you,
it was-
wait,
like a
did you miss
Primanti
a
Brothers.
Did you miss a bread order?
yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
gonna. If I love
Because
when
I
he-
could just get a sandwich.
I love when he goes no roll, because if it had a roll, it would be a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
You didn't have
I
to
said-
leave that last part.
I said Philly
bowl.
bowl.
No,
A Philly bowl.
Philly bowl. Here's all the bowl. Guess what? No bread, because that would make it an actual sandwich.
And the fries are involved.
All right.
There's no fries.
You're
unless you
nailing
go
it
to-
today.
Unless you go to Primanti Brothers in Pittsburgh, there's no
Right.
fries on your sandwich.
Mace is nailing it.
All right, don't try it.
Oh, I'm gonna try it. When's that drop?
yeah.
When's that might be dropping?
I don't know.
Did you say you're still perfecting it?
We are still perfecting it.
Just steak peppers on
The-
fries.
The
You have a promotion,
the
but you don't.
pernil, the pernil is slow roasting. We're gonna wait till that's done, then we'll figure out how to finish off the Philly bowl.
So as soon as the stove timer goes off,
Yeah.
you're gonna start cooking the steak. That's the plan.
Yeah,
A lot of great things going on over
a
there
lot
in
of
Innovative
taste,
Field.
lot of trials
Okay.
yesterday
All
Gotcha.
right.
on the Philly bowl.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. You might be able to get it tomorrow night.
You might have a job by Sunday.
Guess what? He's got this new food.
What's it called?
Well, it's called an ice cream bowl.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
How you do it?
I say take the bowl.
Yeah.
You take ice cream. You ready for this? No bread.
Wait, just a bowl of ice cream?
Yeah.
By the
ice
way.
cream bowl.
By the way, you know what's going crazy at Innovative Field?
Okay. You're gonna disappoint us again. Don't
No.
do this. What?
Ice cream nachos.
Oh, you brought this up last week.
People are going nuts for the ice cream nachos.
You sound like
I
Tommy.
believe it. I've seen it everywhere on social media.
Give me, you know what I
See?
heard?
Thank you,
What?
Kimmy.
You know what I heard?
What?
Ice cream nachos out
Yeah?
of control.
Out of control.
Out of control.
They're so delicious. People are clamoring for their ice cream. nachos.
Everybody's saying the ice cream nachos best. I give it 2 weeks. Everybody come down and check it out. It's amazing.
Well, it's really hard because they keep slow roasting it after the meal. And then Sunday, what do we got going on?
Sunday, you want the food or just
No, just tell me
in
what's going on
general?
at the ballpark, Mason.
105 Catholic Schools Day, retro jerseys, mid 80s, so bid high and bid often.
Awesome.
All the proceeds benefiting Catholic schools, and then kids can run the bases with Spikes and Mitzi.
All right, Mace.
All
Dan
right.
Mason, General Manager of the Rochester Red Wings. Always a pleasure, buddy.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And
Enjoy those Weigels.
And if you're looking for plenty of foods, guess what?
What you got?
No bread. All
You
of-
can get it with bread.
Yeah, they got bread.
You could get it with bread
I mean,
if you
could.
want.
I don't want to be. Look, we had a lot of fun back there.
But just order a Philly cheesesteak. Don't order the Philly bowl. That's all I'm telling you. Don't confuse our folks
right.
at Black Angus.
That's right. 35 years in the business.
Yeah.
Bread. Mace, always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We talked about, Mace, a proud graduate of the University of Notre Dame.
Yes.
That degree costs a pretty penny. No?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, look.
Still paying for it.
Look at his pants. I mean, he can't afford anything. You look great.
What's wrong with my pants?
Oh, you look great.
You know what's great about his pants?
What?
No bread. Tommy,
What?
if you or your kid are going to invest in a college degree
Yeah.
and spend that kind of money, you have to make sure that college degree is going to work for you.
All right. So what do I do?
Well, you have to pick the right major. You don't want to be the general manager of a minor league baseball team your whole life, do you?
Oh.
I have
Doesn't sound terrible.
I have in front of us the college majors that will pay you the least amount of money.
The least?
And
So
I'm
these are like stay away from.
And I'm not even talking out of the gate. I'm talking like when you establish yourself.
All right.
But here's
So
the
you
thing.
can't make any bank.
At least according to this article. But here's the thing. If your kid has a passion and it's their life,
Yeah.
we'll get into it next here in the break room. On CMF. It's the most expensive bill you'll ever pay.
Oh.
Some folks will spend more on this than any home they ever bought.
Yeah.
And if that's not stressful enough,
Yep.
you have to make a decision about how you're going to spend this money at 17 years old. Picking a college major, Tommy?
Yeah.
What you want to do for the rest of your life. It's your kid's decision. It is their existence. But the kid may not have the right idea.
And you know how this is going to play out.
Well, what do you mean you know?
You know.
Well, no, because there are actually some surprising things you're about to learn with how you can bury yourself in debt.
How about you surprise me with your money instead of mine?
Okay, you're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5 WCMF. We got a creep cap coming at you just after 9:30.
Okay.
Right, and the greatest thing ever for people our age, Kimmy, when we were children, is coming back to Pizza Hut.
Oh.
Yeah.
To pizza?
Did you see it?
So I thought they did this already.
Oh, I missed
You
it.
said
Unless
pizza?
this is
Pizza
something
Hut.
else.
Oh, Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut.
What?
We'll get to it just after 9:30 here in the break room on CMF. Tommy!
Yeah, man.
I have in front of me the lowest paying college majors in America. On average, folks who pick these over a lifetime earn the least amount of money. And before we get to them, there is a reason we bring this up.
Okay.
There are kids graduating high school that are about to get those degrees over the next couple of weeks. There are kids that are going into senior year that this summer will have to make this choice when they decide on their college. And the eternal question for parents is how much influence as a mother or a father should you have on what your kid wants to do
Yeah.
forever? Are you ready for the list?
Yes.
Early childhood education,
These are the lows.
the lows. Early childhood education, elementary education, general education, special education, secondary education. Why do we have a teacher shortage right now? Social services, theology and religion, family and consumer sciences. I don't even know what that one is. Any idea?
Family and what?
Consumer sciences.
Like home economics? Like how you spend your money around the house?
Home economics is not. Oh, I mean, class-wise, okay.
Huh.
Is there anyone that has made the mistake of getting a family and consumer sciences degree listening that can tell us what it is? 252 WCMF. Tommy, all of these majors,
Yeah.
according to this study, bring in lower than the average American annual salary, even mid-career.
All right.
Not just starting out, like 10 to 15 years in. And there are more that we could list, but what we have in front of us,
Yeah.
the rest of them, they're like jobs that are important to the discussion. You know, like, yeah, if you're going to learn about owls, you're not going to make a lot of money. If you're a parent of a teen that is ready to make this big decision, you have a say. How much of that say should you be using what their college major is? 252 WCMF.
Because, you know, I mean, they're not going to make any money.
Okay.
They're going to struggle.
Yes.
And you're going to get saddled with debt unless mommy and daddy pick up the tab.
Okay.
And according to you, it's if you're going to be a teacher, you ain't making any money.
Well, not according to me, according to this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So how much of a say should a parent have?
I think you should at least point it out, man.
Okay, so that's it. Point it out, and if the kid goes, no, I don't care, it's over?
Okay, but don't come running to me.
Oh, is that what you're going to say?
I
Hey,
know.
good luck
I
starting
know.
your life. Don't come running to me when you fall on
Hey.
your face, ugly.
Yeah, you can shove it, man. What do you want from me?
Shove it, man. That's what you're gonna say to your kid.
Shove it.
Kimmy,
Yeah.
how much of a say should a parent have in their child?
I mean, I think you can try to guide your kid towards certain things, but if they're not, like my dad probably would have loved for me to be an accountant. I failed accounting.
Okay.
I just was
You with the
not.
big old glasses?
I just was not cut out to be an accountant in any way, shape, or form. So even if you try to push your kids towards something, doesn't mean they're going to be good at it, or even doesn't mean they're going to be able to do it.
Understood.
you
But I
know?
mean, look, let's say your kid wants to go into one of these majors that we
Yeah.
just named,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there's 1,000 other things you can nudge your kids towards. Should a
Maybe.
parent sit down and say, look, this is a terrible idea, here's why, and this is what I want you to do? Is that the right move?
I think it's good to make sure your kid understand, because your kid could also look at that salary and be like, that looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
maybe as a parent, you could try to explain to them that may not be as much money as you think.
Or tell it, yeah.
You keep it real with them, but I don't know how much you can really push them into something they're not interested
Gotta
in.
keep it real.
Like, yeah, I think you got to say, look, man, what do you think this is going to look like in 10 years?
Okay.
Like, what do you think you're going to have, financially in 10 years?
Sure.
And then if they have this expectation and it's not realistic, you got to tell them it's not going to happen, man.
Is that before or after I tell them to shove it?
Shove it's going to be said multiple times,
Okay, so there's a problem.
especially if I see some eye rolling.
Now, I get why what you guys are saying is logical, but there's a problem even with that idea.
What's that?
All right, so come back with me, Tommy,
Let's go.
to the early 2000s when Kimmy and I were in high school.
Mhm.
And we were told, everybody in our class
Oh, yeah,
was told,
you were lied.
You were lied.
Yeah.
Shove it, kids.
Yes.
Shove it, kids. It's time. You were lied. Go, go.
It was-
Teacher now.
It was the shove it decade.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is kids that were going to school were told you should go be a teacher. Go be a teacher because we will always need teachers.
Yes.
And there's great pensions and there's
Yeah.
fantastic job
Great
security.
benefits.
And everybody, how many of our classmates
They weren't
can
accounting for all the teachers that were almost teachers at the time.
you got it. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, people couldn't find a teaching job,
Yeah.
right? So, like, that advice, that was rock-solid advice, logically at that time, blew up
Yeah.
a whole bunch of kids' lives and saddled them with debt that they're never going to be able to be able to pay back with the degree that they have. So, like, you are running a risk as a parent opening your mouth
Thinking
and saying,
you know where it's going to go.
Kimmy's dad, who loves her to death, gave her the worst possible advice over and over again on trying to buy a home.
Yeah.
Wrong?
Just wait it out. Wait it out. This home shouldn't be worth this much.
And he did that.
Yeah.
The knowledge he had was the right knowledge from back when he was doing it. The point I'm making is you think you know, but you may not know what is new and exciting and right.
No, but I mean, you can kind of see what things are trending towards
Trending, but
the
they could
pits,
change easily.
and you can't make any money.
Okay.
I mean, are you expecting me to supplement your income at some point?
Yeah, but if you, let's say you wanted to be a teacher now, well, there's a need for teachers now. So at least it's a job where you're going to find a job.
For now.
You know, for now. Whereas maybe if you push them towards something that, sure, it makes more money, but it may be a highly competitive job to fill. So you may not even, pursue what your degree is.
Yeah, but I mean, look, you bring up education. Again, we're talking about the college majors that earn the least amount of money on average over a lifetime. 5 of them, the 8 that we have in front of us, are education jobs, Kimmy. I mean, I get a parent's concern. I think this is way more difficult than you guys, at least Tommy believes it is, because take the money away, all that stuff. At base level, this is their life.
I understand.
You as a dad or a mom are not the one that has to get up and go to work with them every day. You're not the one that has the passion or talents they might have. And yes, there is something to be said about making the most money. There's also something to be said about a career that you think will make you happy.
You're not going to be happy coming up short every month with your bills. You're not going to be. Nobody's happy poor.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you.
But if I'm living that way, which a lot of people are, I enjoy what I'm doing.
I'm going to work with a smile on my face, whatever it is.
I don't think you are. I think the longer you stay broke, it's going to wear your. It's going to wear your
But
ass
again,
down.
like there's no guarantee that what you push them towards gives you a more comfortable life.
Okay, all right.
I love how a guy who made no money
And it sucked.
mooched off everybody his entire life, from his parents to
Well, you're supposed to mooch off.
ex-wives, fiancés, actual talented radio hosts before they left him forever and ever and ever.
That's all you
multiple
got?
times. And then his now wife. Also, let's not forget about that. You live at her house right now. You're going to talk, let me tell you about making the money, man.
I also
Do
wanna-
the deal. Shove it.
I also want to point out you worked a job that let you live comfortably, and you
Yes, I
could
did.
have made a career out of to pursue something that you took a chance on.
Yes,
So how would you tell a kid not to do that?
but I will say this. I mean, you may be in for a rough go.
Okay.
I mean, you got to tell them that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to tell them this could be really tough,
Okay.
and you don't want to be 10 years in the hole thinking, "Oh, now I'm gonna make a switch."
Okay. But here's the thing. We haven't even gotten to the most complicated part of this discussion.
What is it?
Right? The fact that you may not know what you think you know, the fact that it's their life. The most complicated part, kids, no matter their age, whether they're 3 years old or 18 years old, even into adulthood, at base level, they just want their parents to believe in them,
Okay.
right? And that faith you have in your kid can go a long way. If you as a mother or a father step in and go, I don't think this college major is a good idea for you, are you telling your kids you don't believe in them?
Not so much that, but show me something.
That's saying I don't believe in you. Show me something.
No. If you got something, show me. I'm not just gonna hand you this I'm gonna applaud. Oh, you're so great. Do something.
Okay.
What do you got?
That's
all you got?
Don't you hear that? Okay.
I'm gonna haul you in front of Shove It Court.
Shove It Court.
Yeah, and this is Judge Shove It. I got my Shove It gavel.
Judge Shove It, he's having a stroke right now. He can't even address his own court. Order in the car.
Order in the Shove It Court.
I'm having a stroke. I mean, Kimmy, would you look at a father or a mother saying, show me something as, that's kind of saying.
What is show me? Show me
What do you got?
Show me with my grades?
Like
Show me
if
with-
you look at your kid, he got the chops. And
How am
or
I
let's
supposed
just
to
say,
show you until I, start to learn about that thing?
but let's say,
you're going into this process pretty blind to it all, right?
all right.
I mean,
Like,
let's
what can I show you up front?
again, let's use you as an example, right?
Yeah.
You had a really good job cutting meat.
Yep.
Right? You decided you wanted to do stand-up comedy,
Yep.
pursue your passion. You went and told your father. Your father told you, this is a bad idea, and you'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
terrible at it.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely right. But it led to you also being bad at a radio job.
Right.
You would be an unemployed former meat cutter right now
Oh,
in
yeah,
South
yeah,
Florida
yeah.
had you not made this move.
Yeah.
So to Kimmy's earlier question, how do you go get in your kid's face and show them when that had no effect on you?
No, but it was a tough go. Sleeping in your car, getting booed off stage, starving half to death, no money. Are you prepared for that?
Okay.
Because this could be your future.
I don't know if you get booed off stage as an early education teacher.
No,
But
they may
kids can be pretty
say
brutal.
2 + 2, boo!
you suck, teach.
You suck. Oh, it's Welcome Back, Cotter.
Yeah.
The honest ending to this conversation, there may not be a right answer to this, because the only way that most people learn their lesson with anything is to make their own mistake.
You got to hang it out there.
What sucks here, however, is if you do make a mistake, or your kid makes a mistake in what college major they choose, that could cost you 50, 100, 150 grand, put you in debt for the rest of their life. I mean, that's a lifelong oopsie-daisy.
Yeah.
And it's not that there aren't ways to spin out of it. There are
Yeah.
people that find their passions afterward.
Yeah.
Kimmy went to college for advertising.
Yeah.
And you now make literally $12s of thousands of dollars a year
Mm.
working in radio,
Yeah.
right?
But I also, I think there is something to just most of the people I know, they kind of just got a degree and that kind of took them wherever they wanted to go. Whereas I guess I'd be more concerned if your kid was going to spend a significant time at school, like pursuing a master's or something way more specific, because now again, you're dumping even more money into something that almost needs to work out at that point.
I get what you're saying.
So let me ask you this. If you get one of them raggedy-ass teaching degrees from, Suck You University.
So wait, your mom has a university?
She does.
Dean Suck You? Line out the door, I hear. She graduated magna cum on me.
Walking a fine line there with the dump button.
Oh, yeah.
I may not have a college degree, but I'm a professional, damn it. You were saying.
So is there anything else you could do with a teaching degree besides teach? I mean, can you
because you can become an administrator, a principal.
Well, that
But
requires more education.
But you got to work through the system to get there, though.
But you have to get your master's in New York eventually.
And there are
as
some
a
professional
teacher.
jobs, like even if you don't go the teaching route, they just want to see you have a degree,
Okay.
Yeah.
and that gets you a foot in the door for
All right.
job that doesn't involve teaching.
All right. It sounds horrible.
Are we talking about your mom as the dean, graduating magna cum laude?
Yes, men lining up for my mother sounds horrible.
Wasn't horrible for them. It actually was. There was one more thing I
What?
need you to keep in mind here.
Go ahead.
If you are thinking about having that conversation with your kid about, the route they want to take in higher education, you also have to make sure that you are successful enough where the kid respects you, or you are willing to bare your soul and admit the mistakes that you've made along the way that you wish someone would have talked you out of. Because if you walk up and put your chest out and be like, here's how it is, and you don't give them your personal experience, raw, actual personal experience, it has no effect.
Right.
And if they take your advice and it fails horribly, well, you were just talking out of your ass the whole time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even know the difference between having a discussion or talking out of his ass.
Well, here, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's say, because it's going to be a tough road, and your kid ain't got it. Candy is. He's a soft boy.
Or he likes to party.
Right.
Just
And you just
worry about
know-
him being on
You
his
sounded
own.
like such a grandma there.
He's-
Or he likes to
Well-
party.
No, but
he's a good boy, but he
Listen,
likes to
or
party.
I
girl-
saw a
girls-
lot of people party themselves out of school.
Right, and you just know they
And-
ain't got it,
And that's
man.
after 2 or 3 years. You spent that much money.
I know two
only
people
to
that
give
did
it
it
up.
at her school when I was cutting meat.
Well, yeah, but it's barely a real college.
Are you going to hurt the kid?
Oh, look at you. All of a sudden, you're taking up for West
He
Virginia
always-
University.
he always
I
does
stand
this.
with West Virginia. No, but let's say your kid's a softie.
Okay.
Or, doesn't push. And you know that. And then you're going to set this kid up to fall flat on his ass.
You don't know what your kid's capable of until they're thrown in the fire.
Okay. But if you've seen some things in him, some people just ain't got it.
You know
bro.
what they say, Kimmy? You seen one kid, you seen them all.
You pretty much. Especially a soft kid.
You are the softest person I've ever met. How do you say these things with a straight face?
I come from Softtown. I know what I speak of.
Oh, by the way, traffic delayed Softtown right now. All right, let's take a break. It's Friday. You know what that means?
Creepy.
Yeah, go major in creep. Be a success like Tommy B.
That's
Levin.
right.
All the disgusting things Tommy said all week long. We got that coming at you. Pizza Hut is bringing this back. If I missed this last year, I'm going to be upset because my kids could have participated in it. Is that what we're talking about?
I think so.
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because folks are freaking out like this hasn't been around for 30 years.
Unless there was talk of it last year and it didn't happen.
We'll tell you what Pizza Hut is bringing back. But before we get there, we got a pair of tickets to see Forever Seeger, a Bob Seger cover band, June 7th, 8 p.m., courtesy of Del Lago Resort and Casino. You must be 21 years of age or older to attend events at the Vine. Tickets go on sale. Tickets are on sale, at DelLagoResort.com. Forever Seeger, Bob Seger cover band, 8th caller, 252-WCMF, 252-9263. 8th caller, 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Good luck. We get to all of this next here in the break room on CMF. Oh, millennials, Gen Xers. It's back, baby.
You in trouble?
Well, no, we don't get to use it, but our kids will if you have kids of a certain age. And Kimmy, I would argue the moment this went away is the moment this country started going to hell in a handbasket. I don't mean to sound like that guy.
I guess I don't know when it really went away.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. We'll get to that in just a second, but it is Friday.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, you're gross. All the disgusting things Tommy said all week long. It's a creep cap. It happens now on CMF.
Hey there. You feeling creepy? Well, you're about to be. Come get some of this creep cap on the break room on WCMF.
They got the amusement park there, Busch Gardens.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was where your mom lived.
My mom lives in her own bush.
But what? No, it was.
She shows
You
her
go
bush.
through her bush
She shows her bush.
to get to the roller coaster called the Echo.
So the bush. So the roller coaster. So my mother's vagina is so wide it can take Florida tourism.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
That'd be a hell of a date, man. I got the #1 Irishman backing me up.
What would it sound like if Rory McIlroy was watching you have sex?
Oh, you got it right in there. Right in there with that shillelagh. Good one, Larry.
There is a big, new, cool West Side thing opening. And first of all, this.
Oh, your mom? Yeah, that's an opening right there.
Shut up, Kimmy.
Lying down the street.
We have a different definition of what penetration
Well,
How
you
deep is
could-
your navel?
or tossing.
He dates a lot of deep-naveled women.
Deep naveled
woman.
woman.
Oh,
And he doesn't eat anything that's delicious.
hold on. Your mother is very delicious. She is succulent.
Yeah.
To the last little taste. Usually you have another kind of mouth.
What mouth is that?
Other areas of the human body that I cannot say.
Okay. I kind
A
of want
wang. You have wang mouth. Everybody wang mouth tonight.
Oh, my God. Kimmy didn't get that at all. He has no idea what
I
this
did too.
Sing the song. Do it.
Bad Saturday night wang mouth tonight.
You're not even doing the song right. If you were going to wang mouth me, the nation around the world, everybody wang mouth tonight. No, you can't even do your own stupid song.
It's so good to be a creep.
There it is, the Creep Cap on CMF. It was announced this week
Oh, it's coming back.
here in New York State.
Yeah.
The Book It program is back at Pizza Hut.
What is the Book It program?
Where the hell have you been?
Well, I don't read.
This is legendary.
Kimmy, will you explain to Tommy what the Book It
It was
program
where, as a kid, every school, I think, did this, where you would fake read a bunch of books.
I can do that.
And you would basically have an adult, I think it was your teacher had to sign off.
Your parents had to sign off.
Was it
'cause-
your
yeah,
parents?
yes.
Okay.
And bring it back to the teacher.
and bring it back to the teacher to get approved. And if you read so many books, you got a free personal pan pizza.
So it's like to promote literacy
Yep.
and fat asses.
Yes, exactly. So, like,
And liars.
yes,
Liars.
it is amazing. Do you think anybody actually completed the Book
I
It
know I
program?
Well, how many books have we had? Wait, you only
I think
get
it was like
one
5.
pizza?
Yeah. Yeah, no, 5 sounds
I can
about
read
right.
5 books to eat a pizza?
And they had to be chapter books.
Yes, it was for like elementary and middle school
Yeah.
kids. So, I mean, keep that in
yeah,
mind.
I
But yeah,
understand, but still.
I mean, the Book It program was the greatest thing ever. When
So
we
they're
were
doing
kids.
it again?
Yes, it's back in New York State. I am on the Book It website right now, so it's changed. It is now an app. Teachers can do it if they want to.
Okay.
Parents can also do it. So your parents are in charge of, and it looks like it's not by book, but by time now. Like you have to read like 20 minutes a night,
Okay.
depending on the age. So you put in your kid,
And it's summer reading?
the grade they're in. Yes, they want
Oh.
kids to continue to read
That blows.
while they're out of school. Bro,
Man,
free,
read a book in the middle of summer?
free personal pan pizza. Also, most kids
I think
above,
you usually have to.
yeah, once you get past 5th grade, going into middle school, you have
2
summer
or 3
reading.
books.
Man, you didn't do no damn summer reading. I know I didn't.
I did enough to get by.
Yeah, I was so scared. Like, okay, so like when I graduated, I went to Aquinas for high school, left public school. I had 3 books I had to read over the summer. I was so scared I was going to fall on my face. I read those books cover to cover. I took like notes. I'm telling you, man, I never messed with my summer reading. Yeah, we had a lot of fun back there.
I remember the first book I ever read. Like I was like, I accomplished something. You know what it was?
What?
Jaws, the book.
Jaws, the movie, the book.
The book.
You read a novelization of the movie
Yeah,
Jaws.
because the book came out first, then the movie.
Did you
What-
read the book before
Of
or
course
after
not,
you saw
man.
the movie? Okay.
That's why I could zip through
So
it.
did you actually read the book then?
Kinda. I knew
Get
it.
to the good part.
Yes.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
They're gonna
The
need-
end.
He's going to need a smaller book, too. No, this is great. This is
Yeah.
the greatest thing to ever happen to this generation of kids, because I think you could tie a correlation to this country go to hell in a handbasket when the Book It program disappeared the first time.
Oh, you think it hurt us?
Well, I mean, look, kids were actually reading.
Okay.
I mean, look, my attention span is shot now, right? So I
Yeah.
can't read a book now if I wanted to.
Couldn't you argue that your kids have an even shorter attention span?
But there is a reward for
guess.
reading said books, and I'll go even further. If Pizza Hut offered me a free large pizza for reading 3 books, and I had to prove it,
Yeah.
I think I would read 3 books for a free large pizza.
All right.
You guys wouldn't?
No, what's a pizza cost? $20?
Pizza's expensive now.
Pizza Hut
Like
pizza?
a large pizza.
Yeah, I don't know
Pizza
what.
Hut especially.
Well, Pizza Hut has kind of like dwindled in our area.
Oh, have
Right
they?
now.
Well, I told you, there's not even a Pizza Hut that delivers to my house anymore.
Yeah, true. It's hard to find.
But I mean, yeah, like what you could save $20-$30 or read 3 books. Yeah, I'll read 3
Yeah,
books.
it would take me forever to get through a book.
Pizza though, well, you don't eat pizza. You're a bitch ass bitch.
I've been off of pizza and books for years.
Been off of pizza and like these are 2 things that would do nothing for you. You're the only man that is impervious to the Book It program in
Yes.
America. I'm telling you, man. Like I think Pizza Hut could have a roaring comeback.
Yeah.
If they allowed adults to participate in this.
Okay. But what adult cares?
I'm telling you, man. You are underestimating the blast of endorphins
All right.
millennials and Gen Xers are getting from the Book It program. Kimmy, can you Google when the Book It program first went away? Thank you.
And did they only give you certain books to read, or can you read any book and say, this is the book I read?
I think Kimmy's right. It just had to be a chapter book. That was
Yeah.
it.
All right, so just any book.
I vividly remember because they did this every year when I was in elementary
Yeah.
school at their Washington Irving Elementary.
Yeah.
They would give you like a certificate and it looked like a bookmark, but it had like a hologram in the top corner, so you couldn't fake it,
Okay.
copy them. And like when I would I would hold that in my hand the entire bus ride home. Like I wouldn't put it in my pocket. I wouldn't put it in my backpack. I didn't want to lose it. I didn't want to rip it.
All right.
Like that thing, I sat and I stared at it the whole ride home until it went home and got on the fridge.
Okay.
And then we would go to Pizza Hut, and my dad would not spend any money outside of the free personal pan pizzas we got.
Okay, so it looks like it never really went away. It's changed over the years, but it says Pizza Hut celebrates 40 years of Book It.
Okay, I don't believe that. That's it can't be
It
true.
says the program itself continues. The rewards were replaced by like a digital system.
Oh, screw that!
So you can
But-
get digital points towards your pizza?
Yeah,
Or
it
digital
sounds like
pizza?
something like that. I
Okay,
don't know.
no, I need.
But I don't know if if they really ever stopped it.
Okay, whatever you say. I haven't heard of kids talking about Book It. My kids we were in elementary school not that long ago. I'm getting so mad I can't talk.
Yeah, but how often, I guess, did you go to a Pizza Hut?
If Book It existed, I would have found it
Maybe
and
it
used
wasn't
it.
promoted as much.
Okay. Shut up, Pizza Hut. Why you lie? Why is Pizza Hut lie
This
so
is why
hard
reading's down.
about the Book It program? All right, so if your kids are of this age, it's
Yeah.
pre-K to 6th grade,
Get their brains going.
you can go to bookitprogram.com and sign up for yourself.
And get your free pizza.
Download the app and go get your
It's a personal pan, right?
personal pan pizza. It's only like that big.
know.
But it's
It's kid size.
yeah. Well, I mean, I was always still hungry.
And you only get one for the summer?
Well, yeah, after you
Here's
finish.
your pizza. See you next summer.
How do you ruin everything?
I'm not ruining it.
You
Give me a
ruining-
little
It
bit more
was
than
something we look forward to.
a chiz-ass pizza.
You ruin the Book It program. We come back, we wrap it up, we tell you what we're doing Monday next here on CMF. That's going to be Rapperoo.
Radio, Rapperoo.
For a Friday Break Room CMF. We'll be back here Monday morning. Again, the WCMF 2025 Sexiest Dad at WCMF.com is still taking submissions. We are up to 17 dads right now. And I know they are still combing through submissions again to do the dong and crack check.
Yes.
Because you dads can't be trusted to not take pictures without your genitals in a contest that shows if you're a good dad. And for all of those that are upset, because we have gotten guys saying, why was my photo taken down?
Yeah.
If you have a picture of your penis that you submitted to the public, I'm going to argue you're already not a good dad. Right? That's a self-disqualifier.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, Jolene's on her way in. Jolene.
Don't take my music away, girl.
I tell you every Friday and every weekday.
What's that?
She's got 10 at 10 coming at you.
Bless her heart.
10 straight songs, and they're going to be brilliant.
Oh, I bet.
We got to get out of the way. For Kimmy, who just admitted into a microphone regulated by federal airwaves that she lied about the Book It program.
I did.
Yeah.
Guilty.
For Tommy Muley,
yeah, buddy,
who doesn't like books or pizza or looking handsome. My name's Pat Tubby. We'll see you Monday morning back here in the break room, 6 a.m. on 96.5 WCMF.